Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 34 of the Horror Gamers podcast. This week, I'm joined by the man who has the most unreliable internet in Australia, and that's saying
something. Not the most unreliable. There is a collective number of us.
It's not your fault. I'm not casting any blame. I'm just stating a fact. All right.
Can I just say?
But it's not the internet's problem. It's the company's problem.
Right.
I mean,
or is it the location?
Either way, all I know is that the problem is that Cameron cannot get online.
Two things I want to quickly mention about that. First, I feel so sorry for that social media person on a Good Friday holiday.
Oh yeah.
Because that's something that I'm just like immediately went. I'm seeing people just absolutely roast you on Twitter. Like, yeah, I really feel sorry for you.
Yeah, that's not awkward at all.
Yeah, like for a public holiday for it to go down, it's just. Second thing, for whatever reason, telling my internet was connected. I was watching this Twitch streamer, that was working fine. I was connected to my Xbox. I couldn't start a party. I was trying to access Twitter. Couldn't access Twitter.
You kept coming online a lot.
It was really.
My Xbox was like Shadowless Edge is coming online. Shadowless Edge is online. Shadowless Edge is online.
It was really interesting, like just how each bit was affected, but nevertheless, we're here. Hopefully, everything runs really smoothly.
And if it doesn't, the people who are listening to the podcast won't even notice because I'll edit it out. No. So that'll be fine.
100%.
And we're also joined by the lion tamer herself, Charlotte.
Hello.
For context, there was a small lion in her house that was attacking her.
Like a Black Panther, I believe.
Yeah. A Black Panther was it was a very cute, very cute, deadly animal. Couldn't recognize itself in a mirror.
It was very concerned by the mirror.
I'm glad you're already practicing your stories to tell Persephone about how you're just exaggerating these truths.
Of course, I mean that's what being.
Isn't that how it works?
That's what you tell the kids is that you just basically just lie to them.
Five snakes, Dad. I thought
honorary
it was one
aunt
snake.
and uncle. That's what we're there for.
Many snakes. I actually lost count. That's the way of saying it. It's like I don't remember how many there were, but there were a lot.
There were a lot. There were multiple Black Panthers.
Exactly. Yeah. We're doing the show live on Twitch as always. Horror Gamers Pod. It's been a couple of weeks, but we're back. Come say hi. We've got Mad Rokotansky in the chat, which is good. We haven't seen him in a while. We appreciate you being here, mate. So if you want to come hang out with us, we do the show live every week. So you can ask questions, shit post, talk about being Spartacus, that kind of thing.
One is Spartacus.
No one is Spartacus. Apparently.
Everyone is Spartacus, and no one is Spartacus.
I think that's pretty much how.
What is Spartacus?
Show ring is Spartacus.
I'm pretty sure Nightbot is Spartacus.
I think so.
But I think without any further ado, we're going to go to a song of the week that I recorded earlier today. Take it away. I game all night, I game all day to finish games I have to play. Ain't it a drag? And still it never seems to be an end to what I must achieve. And most are bad. I'm playing games that I can't stand. But it's all part of the plan. I barely have to play it all. Achievo guys are here on call. Grinding, Chivo finding in these baby games. Grinding, never minding what the ratio is. All the ranks I could move if I did a little grinding. It's a quick game world.
All right. Before the pod, I only listened to the first 30 seconds. Hearing you stretch your voice to that height.
Yep.
Highlight. Absolute highlight.
Look, okay. So for context, everyone. So I finished up my career at the TAB yesterday. So it was my last day. And in the farewell email that my boss very nicely sent out to the marketing team, he included a link to this podcast. And not just that, but also said, one of the highlights that I've noticed about Matt is his singing voice. So make sure you check around the 2-minute mark each episode for his song of the week that he does. So I had to really push myself for this week. I did a bunch of recordings of that, and I was actually pretty happy with how that one turned out.
Pretty good.
yeah, I was pretty happy.
So we
with that,
welcome
actually.
you in.
Yep.
Welcome new listeners.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you again. I don't know if anyone actually clicked on the link or if they were just humoring me, but if you are listening to this for some reason, I do really appreciate it. It was a fantastic place to work.
I mean, there's got to be some crossover between working in the gambling industry and achievement hunting. Addiction is a central theme of this podcast.
This is true.
This is compulsive behavior. Maybe we don't say it. Maybe we don't say addiction about my previous employers, Cameron.
Okay, fair point.
But but that's fair. But yeah, so again, I don't know if any of them actually will ever listen to this, but I do think it was very funny that he called me on it. But they did send me a very nice Xbox gift card as a farewell present, which was nice, very very nice of them. I massively appreciate it. I mean, they never sent me my Christmas one, so I guess this kind of makes up for it.
Says the man who only goes into the office to get free food.
Oh, yeah,
wow.
Look, okay. Like,
now all the secrets come out.
I work remotely. What do you want me to do? All right, I love.
I'm hungry a lot.
A good workplace knows how to entice its
exactly
workers to come into the office. For me, I'm starting a new job on Tuesday. It's going to take me a lot to go to Singapore.
Just a little bit.
Singapore is amazing.
I want to go one day. It's just
Singapore is like you could spending you only need a few days because I mean it is just a city, right? That's the entire country is basically a city. But I went when I was a kid, and we went to Sentosa and saw the pink dolphins and also all the touristy shit. And if you're gonna go for like a night or two, shell out and go to Raffles, go to the
Raffles, absolutely. Get a Singapore sling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just need like a decent amount of time on a layover.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, because and also like the thing is, layovers in Singapore are great because most of the time you don't even have to leave the airport. They have probably the best airport in the entire world.
I was gonna say, don't they have the best airport in the entire world?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean,
it has been rated as the best airport in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say
multiple times.
What's the name of it?
Singapore Airport.
Sometimes things are just.
Yeah, it's just it does what it says in the tin. I think they've got like a movie theater in there and stuff as well.
They do, and there's a swimming pool and a hotel inside the airport. It's beautiful there. Like it is actually one of the nicest airports.
God, now you're just making me want to go to Singapore.
You should. I mean,
we'll see how this job goes.
I was gonna say one of my old coworkers way back in the day. He's a big foodie, so he did like a week long thing where because he's from India, he went to India through Singapore and a couple other places, and he ate, I think it was 5 meals a day, but like small stuff. Like he went small portions. But one of the places in Singapore, I think, was a Michelin star rated food truck. It's the only one, and he went there and he was like, it was one of the best things he's ever eaten in his entire life.
I would see that it's such a tricky thing because like I am such a foodie myself. But I know that if I ever go overseas, I'm going to find one thing that I really like somewhere. And then I'm just going to have I'm going to have a thirst for it the rest of my life. I'm going to be like, get the kids in the car.
Oh no, now I have to move to Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah. For most people, that's Thailand and lady boys. But, for you, it might be anything. Let's talk about what you've got for us this week, Cameron. You've dug up some news. It's been pretty quiet.
Yeah. I've got a whole bunch of like small stories. Not really much been going on other than just us hitting personal milestones, which we'll touch on.
Yeah.
We've been getting up to what we've been playing. And then just like some other stuff. It's been really weird 2 weeks. To me, this has been the craziest 2 weeks over the last year. Not in terms of news, but just stuff happening in personal life. Yeah,
it's been busy for us, especially. Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff for me too. So like I understand that feeling too.
Straight off the bat, I'm just gonna go straight into Kingdom Hearts news. Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced.
Kind of surprising.
Kind of.
Yeah, like I mean, like it was basically like a teaser. Like it was very much like like an announcement teaser with like 5 seconds of gameplay in it, and a bunch of esoteric cutscenes. And I'm sure ProZD is going to make a video about it. A skit where he does like a low rent cosplay version of it. But I mean, like Sora looks weird.
He jumped from Kingdom Hearts 3 came out in 2019. So it's been like 3 years now. The jump in like if this is going to be like the final product, which it obviously already looks polished, that is a massive jump.
Yes, it definitely is. But I think that because it looks a lot more like, say, Final Fantasy 15 in a sort of aesthetic style, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's because like Kingdom Hearts 3 was in development forever. Like that, like was what, like it was like 10 years of development since like Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah,
like it was.
And this one's getting made in Unreal 5.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is I think this is kind of just what things look like in Unreal Engine 5. Also, we see Sora's feet for the first time, which is very disconcerting.
A few of my Twitch streamer mates, I've just jumped into that have been playing Kingdom Hearts. I've just jumped in like, Revolt. We're not playing Kingdom Hearts 4. Give us clown shoes back.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll wear shoes throughout the rest of the game. But yeah, apparently it looks like it's set in, I think it's a place called Quadrum, which I guess,
is okay. So as far as I'm aware of it, it's in this universe, and after the end of Melody and Memories, they talk about a place called Unreality.
Right. Okay. Right. So it's kind of
this is where Sora is currently. Like only Sora is at the moment.
Yeah, and it seems to be like maybe potentially like an afterlife, or like a kind of like where you go.
I think it's like a separate dimension, because this one also talks about the lost Keymaster. So.
Yeah. So
I don't know what kind of direction they're gonna go with it. Like personally, to me, 3 didn't hit as I was hoping.
I like bits of 3, but I still think 1 and 2 are way better. 2 especially.
I think 3, like the world stand out, but the general story is kind of just it's lost me at this point.
Yeah.
But like going back through, like one feels very hard to play going back. 2 I always has like a special place in my heart, because just 2 is fun to play.
2, like again, I went back and played them a while back now, but 1 and 2 I just like 1 year definitely is not aged amazingly, but I still really enjoyed it, and getting to play the final mix versions that has all the extra stuff that like I missed out on as a kid, because I only had the regular versions, like all the extras that they added in for the Japanese versions. And
you want extra content, you're going to Japan.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Yeah, because it was like you had the Zemnis fight or whatever that was in the first game. Like you just couldn't, they just didn't have it originally. And then the all the organization fights and that sort of stuff from the Chain of Memory stuff that they added in. Like I'm excited. I mean, again, like it's, who knows when the fuck it's coming out? It might be like another 10 years, and we might be waiting for it. But
it could all like. It's a weird thing. Usually when they do like obviously this was announced because of the 20th anniversary stream. This could be years away. This could be closer than we think at the same time.
Yeah.
I know. I'm really hyped for it. Is there any like new Disney worlds that you would like to see them put in? Like people are saying Star Wars.
I mean, that would be really interesting, right?
Real cool.
Do some Marvel stuff, do some Star Wars stuff. Like I think that,
but
like
then
that.
I wonder, do you think that that's like, with the fact that they have already done the new Lego Star Wars, would that be overkill then if they did?
I think they'll still do it.
They probably want to jump on it and
because
just keep pushing
it's one world. Disney has so many properties that they can capitalize on.
And they've already done the Pixar thing, right? Like they've already gone into Pixar and so, and then they did like for the real life stuff, they did Pirates of the Caribbean in 2 and 3. So
Pirates of the Caribbean works. Like it's
fine. Yeah, it works relatively well. Yeah. So
I think that like Marvel would be a big one.
Yeah, I think Marvel was.
Imagine if they did like Marvel as its own little.
Yeah, they do. They just do New York, which is like, I mean, it makes sense, right? He's in Shibuya. Also, I love that. One of the things I saw on Twitter was because it's all Unreal Engine 5, and they show the shot. It's Shibuya, it's Tokyo, right? And someone's like, oh, hey, that looks vaguely familiar. Hang on, and then the Google Maps, and it said, okay, so he's probably based on the skyline you see from the balcony that he's standing on. He's probably here, and he's probably standing on this apartment. And I just saw a response being like, man, this guy has been out for 7 hours and he's been doxed already. That's got to be a new record. That's incredible.
Wow.
But yeah, so I'm super interested. I'm obviously like I love Kingdom Hearts, even though if it doesn't love me back. But we'll see how it goes.
We just need somebody to make sense of the story to me. Kingdom Hearts has always been like gameplay for me.
I'll send you the video. I'll send you the couple of videos. We can watch them together. Maybe we can do that for us.
I'll just watch the pro ZD. Like
exactly.
Just the humor. That's what sells me. But yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Why not? I mean,
Yeah, and there was also like another Kingdom Hearts game announced, but I don't really know. I don't know
like
if it's a mobile or if it's.
I think it might be a mobile game. They didn't really say much about it, but yeah. So they announced 2 games, but everyone's obviously blown away by 4.
Kingdom Hearts 4, 13th entry in the Kingdom Hearts series.
Right? Yeah. Jeez, I'm gonna be sick. What else have we got?
All right. So mini fridge. You guys got your hands on one yet?
No, I do not have access.
Why
to
you got to be a dick, Cameron?
I look. In all fairness, I didn't buy one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
but you know that we don't have access to one. So
Okay.
why are you trolling us?
You didn't ask me. I could have got one for you.
Did you get one?
You could.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, then shut the fuck up. How about that?
Like,
I could have though. That's the thing.
yeah, and then how would you get it to New Zealand? Come on.
No, you're coming here in October.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I
And
can't
by
get
that
it
point, they
home.
would have released in New Zealand by then, so it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
So what's the news?
I'll talk
Alright.
to Dio.
So Xbox, obviously we've talked about the mini fridge before. Back in when was it released? October?
Yeah, end of last year.
End of last year. It was
October,
right before
November,
Christmas
December.
anyway.
It was sometime. Like there was.
'Cause it was perfectly timed right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that released. I was really hyped and really wanting to get one.
Mhm.
And I've seen quite a few reviews of them, basically saying they're an overglorified cooler.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
really loud because they don't have a fan, like a built-in.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, I understand the novelty of it at the same time. I'm kind of like in the boat of, kind of want one, but really can't justify it, especially when I got the Juggernaut fridge.
Yeah, I'm not going to get one.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna pass at this point. If they, I think they were
I don't
coming
think it's
out.
worth it for that money. Like,
Yeah, I think it was like $220 Australian.
Ugh, it's a
yeah,
little
like
steep.
you could get 2 controllers for that price.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's a little.
Or you could get like a really nice Tiny Tina's one for like $70
You could.
at JB. I'm very tempted to.
And still get a second controller, like I said.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Exactly.
Or you could just buy a ton of games in the spring sale.
$200 could get you a lot of stuff. Like, I mean,
That's true.
no
Could
joke.
get you a really banger feast at KFC if you feel like it.
Yeah. Oh my god! Imagine the food.
Need to be good, so I'm
that'd be
just
great.
talking.
Yeah, no, don't put that evil on me. Okay, I'm glad I ate before the podcast.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, so pre-orders for the product were announced Tuesday, May. They, like you would expect, quickly sold out.
Mhm.
If it was just above 100, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
That
$100
would
is
be-
probably about right, to be honest, for like
Yeah,
for
100
a novelty thing like that.
Maybe 150. I think 150 would be
150
the max
would be-
that I would go.
Would be
Yeah.
high point for me, yeah. 220, it's
Yeah,
just,
like, but that would be my max, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
realistically, we all have fridges in our houses. We're not in a man cave out back.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
but you're not.
200 meters away from the house, like some people grow up with.
Yeah, this is true.
But yeah, it's I don't know.
I don't think I drink enough gamer fuel for or G
Mhm.
fuel for this stuff. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
why
not-
are we
probably not-
sponsored by Game Fuel?
Yeah, I don't know. We need to come up with something.
I need
right?
to.
We need to get sponsorship. This is how it works. But we.
I was gonna
we
say
ha-
G
we're
Fuel
on
sponsor
the-
literally everyone, right? It's like G Fuel and
This
like
is
Raid Shadow
undisclosed liquid,
Legends. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
a
definitely
fine, refreshing taste of undisclosed liquid.
not of the alcoholic variety.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
All right. So Tasmad, we've spoken in the past about this too. $229 is too much for it when it's $99 in United
US.
States.
Yeah.
So current conversion for
That's
that
a
is probably
huge
like
markup compared to
150.
what we would normally have.
Yeah, but again, 99 doesn't include tax to start with, and then also there's also sort of import tax as well on top of that. So like again, it probably should be closer to 180, but
Yeah.
I think it's just the reality of living on islands.
Yeah, we're out in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere compared to the rest of the world, apparently. So
True.
Everybody loves Australia, but they don't love it.
Having one of the bill.
And obviously New Zealand, but nobody can follow it.
True, also true. But I think that's by design. Dominator in chat points out, imagine having one of the big ones. Totally agree.
Mhm.
I remember when they shipped those out and they did that stuff. That would be so cool to have.
So
Just-
the three people
Would
that have
be.
it were iJustine, Snoop
Yep.
Dogg, and who was the third?
I don't remember.
I remember Snoop Dogg posting the tweet though.
Yeah, which is amazing.
that's cool.
But yeah, look, if they go down in price, I very much doubt they will because they are a limited kind of release. I would pick one up, but no, there's no point. Oh, Aaron Greenberg was the other. All right, cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on one, but at this moment, I'm probably just going to worry about designing stuff myself.
That's fair.
Yeah.
A cooler is out of my current technical abilities.
What else we got?
I'm just gonna paint an Esky black. Okay.
Sure, there you go. Yeah, the
100%.
Esky.
Yeah.
In terms of other news, we have
works.
the we talked about that. We'll talk about the Series S and X upgrades. I saw an article on Pure Xbox talking about all the upgrades that have come out in 2022. I just wanted to quickly go through the list and just have a discussion, see if there's any titles in this list that kind of make you go, all right, I played that recently. It was actually a lot better than I expected. Pretty much just point out to our audience what games have came out with the Series X and S upgrades, and pretty much go from that. And then if there's any that we want to play towards the second, we're closing up on it second half of the year.
Yeah, because we're already in the second quarter, so
yeah, right. Wouldn't be a return to form for the Hall of Games podcast without a list of some sort. So what do we got?
Yeah, always a list of some sort.
So I'm gonna quickly go through. So we've got a Hat in Time. Feel free to stop me as I'm going through. So Hat in Time, March 2021. Plague Tale: Innocence, July 2021.
So Charlotte, you've been playing Plague Tale recently on stream.
I have, yes. Yeah.
You got a Series X. What do you think? How's it play?
When I'm borrowing my flatmate's TV, chef's kiss, it's amazing.
Right.
If I'm running on my little 32-inch, it's still fine. There's no issues. It looks better on Twitch than it does my TV, but it's fine.
Tuning in for that stream looked amazing.
Great.
Yeah, it looked really good. Yeah, I was
like the quality on the stream is way better. What I see on the TV is average. Yeah, which sort of but I know it looks good.
Yeah, right.
So it doesn't bother me as much. Yeah,
it's interesting to think about because even just tuning into that stream, it was just I need to go back and play this game. This you think of these upgrades are free on Xbox. On PlayStation they're what, $10 depending on developer.
Yeah.
But how much free marketing really is having a streamer just play this game, having a free update, and having a bunch of people go, all right, I need to go back to this.
Yeah, having a good reason to go back to a game is always good, right? It's good,
I would 100% agree with that because everyone should go and play a Plague Tale, especially because we've got the second one coming. That's the whole reason why I want to try and go through it and complete it, and why I'm doing a second run through of it from the beginning. It's such a good game. It's just so nice and it looks amazing, and some of the screenshots I have are just stunning. Yeah.
And Charlotte can kill a boss on the
nailed it.
Now.
Yeah. Well,
you didn't see me when I first tried to play it.
I did see you when you first tried to play it, Charlotte.
Oh yeah, you did see it, yes.
Yes. Skip the years on the end camera and just go through the list.
Yeah, easy. Apex Legends, which I'd love to go back to myself, but they need to achievements. Assetto Corsa, Competitor Zone, never pronounce. It's a racing game. It's
whatever.
It has shoddy controls in my opinion. Control Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
I haven't played the Ultimate Edition. Have you?
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. I think that's the way the game should be played. It takes a lot of the again, I love Control, but the base game has a lot of technical issues in terms of performance. And the stuff with the map and there's a few things with rendering.
I have opinions on that one.
Yeah, right. It's and that's what Charlotte was playing through, and it definitely has some issues. I think the Ultimate Edition fixes most of that just by basically overpowering it.
Yeah, so the Ultimate Edition is also it's designed for Series X, and the glitches that you find on the Game Pass version that left, right? The map just wouldn't display.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
The Ultimate is fine. There's no issues. It is, and it's optimized for Series X. So that one, 100%, I would say yes. I am going to do the stack, and I am going to do that probably end of this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I have it. I own it. So
good game to have a few stacks of. Usually, you want to go back.
Yeah.
Well, because you can also do it on the PC as well, so you can get 3.
Yeah, 3 stacks. Yeah.
I've done all 3 of them. Yep.
4, technically 4, but the Game Pass one's gone now. So like,
Well, Game Pass is just the base game, so it was just the regular one.
but like you know what I mean though. Like technically, you could have got the PC base game, right?
I did, yeah, PC
Yeah,
game,
so you could get 4 stacks if you wanted.
Well, there's no Ultimate Edition for PC.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go then. I wasn't sure.
Right,
Okay.
going through the list, Conan Exiles, Crash Bandicoot 4,
Mhm.
Crysis Remastered, Cyberpunk 2077.
Which
I-
is, yeah.
I didn't notice that much of a difference, but I haven't really played it on launch.
I think this one is kind of weird because they fixed so much of the game in general, but from when this
Yeah.
came out to when the series version came out, that it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to see like what's the series upgrade versus what they've actually just fixed. So
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask. Because like, wasn't that one already a series release?
not actually, no.
No.
It
Okay.
was,
Okay.
no, it
Alright.
was previous gen. So the
Okay,
official release
cool.
happened when we started about early March.
But then you could also
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
also question just whether it actually even works on Xbox One.
Yeah, that's very good point. Exactly. Yeah.
Not trying to be harsh.
Well,
I'm just trying to be honest.
yeah.
We don't need to discuss that again. We went through all of the
Yeah,
tangents.
That's
back.
true. Yeah.
Dauntless, Descenders, Destroy All Humans, Doom Eternal, Dying Light. Dying Light was really recent. I actually want to go back to that myself. Because even pretty sure got an FPS upgrade prior to the March release, and it was running really well. Ghostrunner, GTA 5, Greedful, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Also need to go back to that. Human Fall Flat. Just I'm trying to think like how
would you improve that game? I don't know.
Human Fall Flat is still like, I wonder what the difference is. Okay, because
more players.
So there was something we've noticed. Okay, something was updated recently, and because I've been going through Human Fall Flat with Mike and Shy, and we were having huge issues with depth perception, like because of the coloring. And so I think there's been an update recently that's changed that. But for both me, who was running it on a Series X, and then Mike, who's running it, she's on a 1?
Yeah, I think she's on the OG.
Yeah, right? So, and we both had the same thing.
Okay.
We both could not see, like, so there's one area where you have to put the things and the thing. Okay, the things and the things. You have to get the items and you have to put them inside the box, but you couldn't see the box to put them in. So we could not see the rendering on the inside of the box. It just looked like a flat wall. And so we were kind of just like, wait, is this a hole? Is this actually somewhere you could put something in? And just jumped and we got in. It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been playing through that with Mike, right? So I mean that went pretty well, right?
Yeah, well, we've done it already. I've only got the one last achievement to do, which is the
run a certain amount of kilometers.
So it's now basically a walking sim for me.
You just run around in circles for about every day. Get on the treadmill.
Yeah, basically that's it. And I'm halfway through that anyway. So
when you said more players, I really want. I know this is essentially Fall Guys, but like I want the Human Fall Flat experience. I want like 100 players. I want full levels. I want full level speedruns.
When is Party Animals coming?
I still don't know yet. Yeah.
Sometime 2023, I think. I think it was meant to be this year, but it got delayed. Maybe wrong.
Yeah. And like, I'm not talking about Gang Beasts, so
human Fall. Yeah. Somebody when we were doing our discussion about streaming
Beasts.
Games the other day, it was like somebody suggested Gang Beasts, and I was
Human Fall Flat. No.
Nah.
No. Just don't talk to me about it. I'm not going there. But Draggy says Human Fall Flat Battle Royale.
I mean, I want that kind of game that you have like a a cutesy cardboard sword and shields. You're like just struggling to get it up and hit people, like kind of.
Yep.
100%. Like I want that kind of level design that Human Fall Flat has, and just
Yeah.
open like battle kind of sequences. I don't
That
care
would
if it
be
is a
pretty
battle
cool,
royale.
actually.
Like do the speedrun thing, do whatever. But
Makes me think of tabs.
oh yeah.
True. Yeah.
Continuing, Hunting Simulator 2, Kerbal Space Program, Knockout City, Little Nightmares 2, Marvel's Avengers, Metro Exodus Enhanced Edition,
Cool.
Minecraft Dungeons, which looks quite amazing. Robbie ran it for me the other day. Monster Truck Championship, Mortal Shell, My Friend Peppa Pig,
Yeah.
Series X and S update.
Yep.
I love Outright game. Published.
No.
We know.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, Overwatch, PGA Tour 2K21, Port Royale for Quake, Remnant from the Ashes. I would be very curious to see how they've upgraded Remnant.
It's the kind of thing that I think would benefit from it quite a bit, because the few issues that we had with this game were usually like frame rate related, right? They were kind of it would chug every now and then. Most of the time it was fine because it runs pretty well, but yeah, there was still a little bit of jank in there.
Yeah.
What else we got? Saints Row the third remastered,
which were Charlotte and I playing.
Yep. Samurai Showdown, Sniper Elite 4, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I need to go back to. I actually might try that.
recommend that. That would I think that's going to benefit a lot from that, considering how the combat works.
I might even like all the Star Wars hype of Lego Star Wars. I might go back and do that. Stellaris Console Edition, which you really don't need to touch if you're an achievement hunter. Subnautica, Superhot, Mind Control Delete, Tennis World 2, Tennis World Tour 2, The Division 2, ESO, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, Outer Worlds, The Persistence, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which we didn't mention about that being...
They've basically ended of life there. I mean, there's not, again, that happened kind of on our week off, but there's not really much to say except they've decided they're moving on to a new Ghost Recon game. They're done with Breakpoint. They're kind of just cutting the ties, which...
Released NFTs. 3 months later, dead.
Yeah.
No fucking...
Funny that.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Be interesting as well. Vampire, which should also be a very interesting one. Warframe, which me at the moment has been great. Recommend that. Breakfast, Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles.
I have that in my backlog. I haven't played it yet.
Okay. And Zombie Army 4 Dead War, which I did with Alex, which was 100% great.
Yeah, it's quite an impressive list. And considering it's only been a couple of years or a year and a half, and it'd be interesting to see kind of what happens in the future with it. But I mean, the thing that's not on this list is The Witcher 3, which got announced that apparently is now been delayed indefinitely for a series upgrade, which is really annoying because I was going to use that as my excuse to go back and finish it now that I've started it again. But yeah,
one day, buddy.
One of these days.
But yeah, some really good games in there. I've spotted a few that I actually want to go back to. Plague Tale and Star Wars. I just need to talk.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Plague Tale and Control would be my two that I'd recommend for people to do.
Sorry, Control and what was the other one?
Control and Plague Tale.
Yeah,
Plague Tale.
I think everyone should play Plague Tale. I think it's
100%
accessible enough that everyone can get through it.
And well, I haven't double checked. I normally would, but there hasn't really been any missables so far. But there are a lot of collectibles, so that's why I'm working through with a walkthrough. But you could technically do a cleanup.
I think
because it is chapter select, and you can go back in. But it's a bit.
Yeah, it's not as it's a bit iffy.
Because there's some parts that you can't go back and get, so you're better off trying to just clean it up as you go. It's better to just But visually, it's amazing, and there's a lot of stealth, and I'm not very stealthy, so that's kind of hilarious.
It's not listed with missables, but I believe when it launched, it didn't have the chapter select.
I don't think it did when it first came out. No.
Yes.
No, it does now. It definitely has now.
It was the crafting stuff that launched that was missable. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and that's all fine now.
I was very lucky. I got to the very last crafting station with just enough to make the last thing I needed for the final upgrade.
That is very tempting.
That's part of why I'm using the walkthrough, because the walkthrough that's on TA is very
really good.
Yeah, the only downside is there's a lot of reading. So for someone like me, it's very difficult to just go through and read everything because I don't tend to pay as much attention as I'm going through. But once I've read it and then do a section, I'm fine. As long as I'm not rushing ahead. And that's the whole reason why I'm redoing it, because I rushed ahead last time.
You really should just start getting Dio to read walkthroughs and record them for you, and he just read them out to you. That's
an idea.
There you go.
We could make money off that.
Yeah, I'm sure we could. All right.
Is an OnlyFans for him?
No,
we don't know how.
No, there is not. Cameron. There is not.
Sorry, Clubhouse, other platforms. I don't know.
No. You know what? We're just going to move swiftly. Cameron, do we have any other stories that we want to quickly flick through before we get to what we're playing?
I'll quickly touch base on the last two. There's one that Microsoft is reportedly working on a smaller, more power efficient Series X chip. So
sense.
first revision, which I mean, usually is always the case. As soon as a series is released, they're working on the next iteration already.
Yeah, but it won't be a power difference. It'll just be something internal for them. I mean, they change parts as supply changes and they get cheaper to make. That's just how consoles go. So this is kind of business as usual.
Very interesting. The other day, I was watching Linus Tech Tube videos and they were discussing how Apple's current vendors, they're like using two different ones, trying to price out the other.
Yeah.
Which, no surprise, all economic.
That's how it goes, yeah.
But at the same time, like just having those kind of supply chains going on, like especially during COVID times and silicon shortages and such. But very interesting to listen in on. So yeah, quick one about that, and then just in terms of software upgrades, software updates. Pretty much, like, we're all achievement hunters here. I would dare say that all of us have basically most of our console storage full.
Depends. I definitely do this month. Yeah.
Over 90%.
This month I do, because someone installed a whole bunch of games on my Xbox, and now I have to
I'm down to
go
about
through and find them and get rid of them.
I'm down to about 75%. So I've been keeping.
I'm sitting at I think 86% full.
All right. Well, nobody has like 25%, so that's fine.
No.
Pretty much the point of this is that the for people that have the games, the Xbox Series X storage devices have been like getting the game updates relatively. The Xbox team knows it was an issue. They sent an update for the Xbox insiders in the alpha skip ahead rings yesterday, and they implemented an initial set of targeted at the speed of scanning for updates. I've been caught out lately with a few, like Gen Zero, the 30 gig update one dropped the other day. Call me out. Usually they because I play a lot of indies, fine, but
really. I've been lucky so far. Again, like most of the stuff I've been playing is old stuff that doesn't get updates, or it's new enough that I just open it enough that it gets updated pretty quickly. But I also have very fast internet, so it's less of an issue.
Yeah, I don't tend to get very many updates.
No, look, getting 900 megabit down takes care of most issues, to be honest.
Can we get sponsored by Starlink?
I have to run a cable across my house is the only problem, but other than that, works great.
The first time I moved to Bendigo, I used to have duct tape, 7 LAN cables,
duct tape,
going across one side of the house to another from the Ethernet port to my study. And I used to have like the yellow, the office power cord protectors. Had them just going.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing some sort of running along the skirting board to just try
safety
to get
first.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, safety first. Well, because otherwise someone's gonna trip over it. Probably.
Yeah, Alison will fucking break her neck or some shit if I try to run an Ethernet cable across the kitchen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's
Tasmad asked in chat. Charlotte was talking about TVs before. What TVs do Matt and Cameron play on? I have an LG CX 65-inch and Samsung Series 9 QLED 75-inch. It's not size. It's not about size. As much as Matt will tell you here.
It should be about the quality.
It's about quality. To me...
You wearing clothes? Because I'm going to turn off the blur so I can see the TV.
Wow.
God, you're a dick.
All right. Well, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Continue your incorrect spiel, Cameron.
So I have a 4K TV in the lounge room that I barely use. Yeah. I usually use it to watch YouTube and that off that Series X. Other than that, I will usually put like a few like party games on, like Rock Band 4, that kind of stuff. Like when we got Percy over, plug a few microphones in, we'll have sit on the couch and do karaoke. In terms of what I actually play on 99% of the time, I have 2 monitors set up for my desk here, which I bought back in Black Friday sale last year. They are the Dells. I can't remember. They're Dell S2721QS monitors. They have
Mhm.
a relatively good, like, they're not gaming monitors, but they have a relatively high refresh rate. I use them because I like having a mix of productivity with my monitors as well as my gaming. And plus they're 4K. I don't need anything fancy. I don't need a big monitor in front. Like, I don't need a big TV in front of me. I like to have the two, like the one on one side, on the other. Give me a guide on the right hand side, or my socials, or anything else that I'm like having like split attention to, and then have the game there. Saying that, I also have my two old monitors up top, so I actually have two Xbox screens running at the same time. Two 360 screens and two one screens. Two Series X screens and two Xbox 360 screens running if I wanted to. A booster.
It's a bit excessive.
It's excessive, but
It's a
how I
little bit
managed to
nuts.
do it is actually relatively cheap.
Yeah.
And works well for me.
And
Yeah.
as for me, I just run it's a Samsung Series 8, 75-inch. Does the job. It's sitting over there. It's like, again, it's only 4K. I didn't shell out for a QLED or anything like that. I was tempted to. I was talking with one of my mates about it, but to get them in that size, or to like a 75 or an 85, you're looking at like potentially close to 20 grand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, every time that you and Alex talk about monitors, my wallet cries.
It's expensive shit. Like I upgraded from like I had like a 60 inch full HD like 1080p TV that I had for years, and eventually I decided I needed to upgrade. Sold it, went and got and bought a 4K. Got a good deal on it because I got the 8 series when the series 8 series 9 was coming out. I could have gone like a little bit better, but like realistically, the amount of things that actually use anything above 4K is negligible. And like I've got, the only thing is it doesn't have HDMI 2.1. That's the one thing that's like that, and it only has it only does 60 FPS, where I was really hoping for 120. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, Tasman says he picked up his 75-inch QLED for 2,300 when they're worth 15K.
I mean,
exactly, like that's a ridiculously good deal.
If you're getting a ridiculously good deal, it's well worth it. But then, realistically, if you're playing, say, like 90% of RIP, most of the time you're going to be paying like an arm and a leg. In all reality, you're really an early adopter. You're the one that's paying to test out the tech, which, if you get the money, is well worth it. But I know that I'm not in the financial situation to go out and buy $15,000 TVs.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know anyone who is, to be honest. Like, that's ridiculous. Again, if someone offered me that,
none of my friends, at least. Yeah,
exactly right. We're not in that tax bracket.
This is why sponsorships are so good. Announcing our new partnership with Sony.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I need a capture card.
You definitely do. All right, do you want to move on to the Game Pass stuff there, Cameron?
Yeah, we'll quickly breeze through that. So in terms of Game Pass, over the last few weeks, we have MLB The Show 2022 got added, Cricket 2022 got added, Chinatown Detective Agency, which I don't really know much about, but I want to dive it.
I'm looking into it.
Looks interesting. Life is Strange True Colors, which, I mean, immediately stellar standout of this month. We had Guardians last month. We've had Life is Strange True Colors this month. Amazing titles that, like, as we've said before, Game Pass does so well for a game's visibility. Because you think of... I don't think Life is Strange is, like, undersold or anything, but...
No, but I think that was the big problem. The big problem with it was, like, it didn't go on sale very quickly, and I wanted people to play it, but like Game Pass, like it's a Game Pass game. It's not like, it's not massive multiplayer. It's not infinitely replayable. It's just a really great experience that I want everyone to go through. Again, another classic Game Pass experience.
It's good that Guardians and Life is Strange True Colors have got their reach due to Game Pass.
100%.
And Lost in Random got added yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And the only other one that I'm aware of at the moment is Bugsnax, which is coming out on April 28th.
Bugsnax, like the Pokemon one that were all a food thing. I didn't realize
that was Sony exclusive, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was Sony exclusive. That's interesting.
But yeah, so that one's also getting added. Games that are leaving are MLB The Show 21, Rain on Your Parade, The Long Dark, and F1 2019.
Yes, yeah.
I highly recommend Rain on Your Parade because Unbound Creation are a great dev.
Fantastic.
I love seeing their stuff on socials. The game is amazing. the only thing you got to look out for is you'll be buying a DLC.
Right.
But
yeah, which isn't actually too bad either. Like,
I don't think it was like $15.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But
to be fair, I think the dev said they didn't even break even on it, so I think that they,
and considering you're not paying for the game,
I was happy to chuck.
I think it's worth it.
Definitely support Unbound Creations though. Even merch, their merch is awesome. They Alex was actually showing like the photo of the mini golf course that he went to, and
cool.
The rip off, the styling that they
looked very similar.
Did on Random Parade. Yeah, I don't know.
The sun didn't look nearly as cool though. Didn't have any sunglasses or anything.
Yeah, didn't have any sunglasses.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. I know that I don't have to worry about it leaving because Nikita bought it. She's like immediately, I want to support devs like this.
All right. Well, let's get into what we've been playing then. I'll just go through what I've done first. So it's, again, I'm not going to list everything. But
you got an hour set aside for us?
Yeah. So for those who aren't in the know, it's the Xbox Cast is running the April Achievement Challenge. And so we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, but we have all been trying to put up as much score as possible. So I have played a lot of games over the last 2 weeks. I won't go through all of them because there's over 100, but some of the ones worth talking about, I think I played Deponia 1 and 3. I'd already done 2 way back in the day. Deponia is a side-scrolling like point and click in a very sort of Monkey Island-esque style with that sort of level of humor. It's real fucking stupid, but I really enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. There's the 4th one that I've got sitting there that I'm debating whether I'm going to play because it's a bit of a grind at the end for one of the achievements. But yeah, if you're into the Monkey Island like point and click stuff, that's a good collection to grab. I played Alba. Alba. So this is an interesting one.
Alba.
So I think we talked about it during E3. It came up as like one of those ones that just like, it was part of their sizzle reel, you know, where it was like they went through and they showed like an indie title.
Oh, yeah, the year.
It was the really cute one with the little girl with the camera taking pictures of animals on like some sort of, you know, South American island or whatever. And it's that basically the game is really short, but you're essentially on an island where the mayor wants to build a hotel where there's like a nature reserve. And so you have to go around like helping people out with their like problems to get them to sign a petition and like take pictures of animals and help fix up the park and the island and repair things. And it's just a really cute kind of feel good wander around. You're kind of there on like a week holiday. I definitely recommend. Yeah, it's great. And has a really nice art style. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I completely forgot about it. I started it up and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I've seen this before. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth looking into. Played American Hero, which what the fuck? So we talked about this on the 2 million stream, but yeah, so it's a it is a FMV game that's pieced together from an old Atari game that basically never saw the light of day. And so what they've done is they've taken all the footage and kind of tried to put the game back together. Not super successfully, to be honest, because it crashes every 5 minutes. But yeah, it's rough, but very weird. I like FMV games, but just it's fun.
This is completely a different realm of possibility than Wales Interactive.
Yeah, like Wales Interactive is like cheesy, but like kind of like self-aware. This was not self-aware. Well, okay, it definitely it was self-aware.
It is very self-aware.
It is very self-aware, but also like not in a. It's very skeezy.
It's self-aware in such a way that it's just like, all right, let's do like a Knight Rider kind of.
Yeah, like it's the game starts with you nearly being killed by a disco ball. So like that's kind of level of ridiculousness we're starting with.
Wait, I got the ending that killed me with the disco ball. What do you mean?
Yeah. I got the one where I escaped. But there's like I got one achievement left for getting in every fist fight in the game. Again, it's all very annoying and there aren't any good guides for it, so it's kind of a fucking mess, but it is what it is.
I think the only person back when I started to have completed on TA was Vudix.
Yeah, and I think that's
and you know how Vudix is with finding that kind of stuff, so
yeah, he understands it. I also recently did Doctor Who: The Edge of Reality, which is an old VR experience that they've sort of ported over and added some collectibles to. It's okay. You know, it's just kind of a walking simulator with some puzzles, but it has like, you know, they've got the current Doctor in there. Was it 12th Doctor now? No, 13th Doctor.
13th.
Yeah, so they got 13th. But I was watching the credits and I was like, oh, what? Look, David Tennant's in this as well. And I remember they did that in the previous game that they did, which was like the phone unlocking game that was kind of like Simulacra, which had like because it was all about Blink. So it has that. Again, I know people who don't watch Doctor Who won't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. But
Don't blink.
Don't Blink, the Weeping Angels.
Matt Smith, best Doctor.
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
I like
David
Matt
Tennant.
Smith. David Tennant is
Okay, yeah, David Tennant. Oh,
Yeah.
Like
to me, it's like very close.
10th Doctor is still the best, but I like 11.
Matt Smith is great, but
Yeah.
for me, it's David Tennant always.
Yeah. And so, yeah, but the thing is, like, because you're jumping in between alternate realities, they did actually get David Tennant to do some voice work for the game, and he shows up for a couple of bits and pieces. Again, it's
That's pretty cool.
cameo shit, but I was like, cool.
Yeah.
He's in the blue suit. He's wearing the trainers. It's great. So I was like, yeah, I was super into it. And it actually ties back into, actually, I don't want to spoil it because there's like a weird, like, tie back into, like, if there's an alternate reality, like, what happens to the Doctor if he does something differently in one of the, like, very early episodes. But anyway, for Doctor Who fans, I'll talk to you. You guys can message me afterwards about it because I've been thinking about getting back into the mythos. I also played Memoir Blue, but I'm sure you guys have played that as well, so you can probably talk to it.
Yes.
I also played out the Suicide of Rachel Foster, which is interesting game. So the game is basically the game's Firewatch. It's Firewatch meets The Shining. Because you basically your family basically owned a hotel up in the mountains, and your father basically your mother left. Like your father had an affair with a teenager. Your mother left. The teenager killed herself. And like you've gone with your mother, and then your father, like your mother died, and then your father has just died, and like the lawyers are like, you need to come to the hotel if you want to sell it because there's a hotel chain and want to buy it, so you need to come and inspect the property. Okay. You go up there, you get trapped in a snowstorm, and there's a guy from FEMA who calls you on like his like wireless telephone thing. Again, it's like the early 90s, so it's like this is like new fancy technology. And he's like, hey, look, like you can't get out. Like you're gonna have to stay in the hotel, so you might as well go around and like look at the place. And it's about you like working through your inner demons and that kind of stuff while talking to this guy. And he's the only contact you have.
Okay.
And then
that's how much I had played of it. And my immediate thought of it was like, this main character's too bitchy.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like, yeah, no, she's like, again, she's but to be fair, she has like trauma and it's.
I know, but at that point, it hasn't really established it. I was just like, I really can't get into moaning.
If you're like, you need to be invested in the story.
Yeah.
I was invested. Again, it took me a little bit because I was just like, I was playing it because it's short, right? But I like in the same way that I really enjoyed Firewatch. It's a chill game. Well, sort of chill. There's mystery involved and there's some spooky shit in there as well. But I want people to play this so I can talk to them about it because I think it's one of those things that has an interesting conversation to happen with it. And kind of like what you discover and kind of like like uncovering memories from like 10 years ago when you escaped and like how your life was and how things have changed and how your relationship with your parents have been and that kind of stuff. I thought I really, really highly recommend it. I think it was great. I don't want to say any more about it because again the game lives and dies on its narrative. Something that also lives and dies on its narrative is Paradise Killer, which I started because I was like, I'm dying of baby games. I've been playing nothing but trash. So I'm going to play something very strange that's been added to Game Pass recently. This game is fucking insane. Like straight up, like it's absolutely fucking bonkers. So the plot of the game, and I'm again, this is no spoilers. This is just what they tell you. You are a deity, but you are an immortal from a race of people called the Syndicate. They're humans who have obtained immortality from old dying alien gods that they basically discovered. And there have been many of these gods who've been discovered over the years. And so what they do is they have been trying to create paradise. They're trying to create essentially, Eden, or they're trying to create the final thing. They have tried 25 times to create paradise. Every time something fucking goes wrong, everything suddenly collapses. Demons show up, aliens invade. People go insane. People start killing each other. Like everything is going wrong.
Okay. Why is the first thing my mind jumped to the Forgotten City?
It's kind of like that, right? Where it's
like the golden rule.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah, where it's like that kind of thing, where it's like something always goes wrong. And what they do is they abduct a bunch of people from the real reality and drag them to this bubble dimension they've created that they want to try and create paradise because they need people to live there because they're all god. What they're trying to do is revive the old gods.
Okay.
And part of that is blood sacrifice. And so they call them citizens. They call them citizens, and they're just like, oh yeah, these citizens who live here. It's like, oh yeah, no, we fucked up this island. Well, we need to make a new one, so we're just literally going to ritually sacrifice the entire population of this island that we kidnapped, so we can use the psychic energy to make a new one. Yeah, yes, like right. And so basically, you were part of the 13th island, I think it was. It's like one of the teens, and your character's name is Lady Love Dies. They all have ridiculous fucking names.
Lady Love Dies.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
They all have ridiculous names, ridiculous fashion sense. It's got a real like synth wave, like resort island gone terribly wrong vibe to it. It's harsh as fuck to watch. Like look at is like weird. It's a mishmash of all these weird things happening. And so what happened is Island 24 is done. They fucked it. So the council, the guys who run everything in the syndicate basically have gone into meditation behind, like 4 like layers deep of security to create the new island. New island is created. They haven't emerged. So everyone's like, oh shit. And also a bunch of people have been killed. So it's like, oh shit. So as soon as the island was built, they were murdered. Theoretically, we haven't actually been able to get in to find out. But
we don't know where they are.
But because because you fucked up so early on in one of the early islands, you've been exiled for 3 million days. And they finally decided, well, you're our lead investigator, and a bunch of people are dead, and we don't know who did it. So you have to Phoenix write this shit. You're going to come out here with your magical laptop and a weird talking demon who somehow managed to make it in there, and you are going to investigate the island between all these crazy fucking people with their weird esoteric shit. Like it's so strange, and like it makes no sense. And like all the characters are like, it's like one of them is like, oh, there were assassins. They were all born under different star signs. There's like this whole alternate history. It's like Ancient Aliens happened, but but for real.
All right. This episode is going to end, and the first thing I'm going to do is get the aliens meme and put your head over it.
Yeah, right. Okay.
This is the first thing I'm doing after this podcast.
I need you guys I need you guys to at least start this game to get an idea of what the fuck I'm talking about, because it's so confusing. I
was planning on doing an hour dive into it.
Yeah. I mean, the gist of it essentially, you are going around.
I've got it installed.
We're going around to the crime scene and looking at like the evidence, and then going and talking to people, interrogating them, and then using that evidence to interrogate other people, and kind of exploring the island as you go around it. I'm trying to figure out like what happened
in such a way as like the council, like in a narrative kind of way. Or?
Yeah, like the council, like the council, but with like this platforming. Like this thing is like because it's weird, like it's first person platforming. So like you eventually get like a double jump and like a dash and stuff because there are collectibles located all over the place. It is a massive collectathon, I will tell you right now. But again, like there is an achievement for like speed running it, and so like you could, if you know how to solve the case, you could go, okay, talk to this person, get this evidence, solve the case. You fucking did it. Whatever happens, I don't know yet.
Paradise.
But there is this, paradise. Yeah, move to the next island. I don't know, but it's the kind of thing that only a Japanese developer could come up with. It's so weird and interesting, and like I love the aesthetic. But I have no idea.
I was going to say, you're going to love it because it's fucking weird.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Is this a swervy kind of?
Yeah, like it's like a grasshopper sweary, like strange shit's going down. It has a real artistic style to it. Has a little bit of that, like Killer is Dead, like Suda 51, like like sort of No More Hero style, where it's just like ridiculous shit, treated completely normally. But yes, everyone should play this game. I'm so confused by it. I'm not sure about guides because like it's so open-ended. But there is like Neosega has at least for like each location what you can find in locations. Okay. But it's kind of like open-ended.
At least for collectibles, right?
Missables?
Yeah. I think the only missable, again, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not through it yet, but the only missable I know of is the speed run, which you'll just need to start a new game to do that. But I'm just going around. I'm like going at my own pace, just collecting everything and just kind of, learning the stories and just finding out the weird shit that's going on in this world and just talking to all the characters. Anyway, that puts me. That's all I've been. Again, there's heaps of other shit, but that for the last 2 weeks, for April, that puts me at 138,305 points.
You gonna talk about your 2 million game?
And yes, I just probably should mention that as well. So yes, I did hit my 2
probably
million.
should.
We did. Oh, hello, Kia. So yes, I did my 2 million game. With Charlotte and Cameron here, we live streamed it. I'm going to be putting that into a video and putting that on YouTube once I have time. It took us about 5 hours, I think.
Yeah, we're just short of 5 hours.
5 years.
4.5 hours.
5 hours.
After you guys got past your half an hour of technical bugs.
Yeah, technical bugs and lunch. So yeah, I decided to play the ultimate baby game with My Universe, My Baby, where the hog baby was raised by us. Ended up with blue hair and a bowl cut.
Toucan.
Yeah, we named it a toucan. Yeah, that game was fucking awful. There's nothing redeeming about that game. It's literally just
there's a lot that I wish I never got to see.
Yep, changed a
and
lot of
all
diapers.
comes from that game.
Yep.
Things I can't take back now. That's 4.5 hours that I cannot claim back.
You still aren't parents. You just don't understand.
No, I'm definitely not a parent. And I'm definitely not a parent.
I'm just like this is a normal, typical game. Like,
no, it's awful.
It's an everyday occurrence that I push my baby in a pram through a
considering every single time
cloud.
something was happening, we were just like, wait, should we do this? Should we do that? What if we just like left the baby?
Yeah, what if
we just leave the baby? Do we need to actually parent this thing?
It does get one thing right. It does. Okay, so back in my teenage years, back in my teenage years, everybody I know at high school. So I grew up in a small country town that has the second highest rate of teenage pregnancy in Australia.
Wow, that's an impressive statistic.
Yep. Now adding on to that, baby boomer kind of bonus where they paid like I think $1,500, like a $1,500 check to you had a kid.
Right.
So people were buying like 4K TVs.
Yeah, of course.
15-year-olds were buying 4K TVs and having kids, and it's not great. But I mean, like when your grandparents are paying you $600 every public holiday that your kid seems to be, like, oh, it's their birthday. Here's $1,000. Here's Easter. Here's $500. They turned a month old. Yeah, here's a.
Yeah, they're just giving money. They're like, oh, you sent us a picture of the child. Here's some money, and I'm like, great. I'm going to buy you a frog onesie.
Yeah. And the unicorn bib, and then the blue hair was great with the bowl cut.
Yeah.
It
was an experience. But
if I get
this is why you should not let best friends raise children.
That's true.
If somebody gives us
Allison, I'm not helping you.
somebody gives us a $250 donation, Matt needs to wear a frog onesie.
I mean, if I can find,
I'm down for that.
I will wear a frog onesie.
One single $250 donation, Matt will wear a frog onesie.
I'll do it. You said
totally putting him on the spot.
Be arranged.
That's fine. If you can find me a frog onesie, I'll wear it. That's fine.
All right.
I can find you.
I was gonna say it'll be wish, but whether we get it in like 2 weeks or 6 months is entirely a different question.
It'll be absolutely riveting.
I can get one off Shein. Don't worry, I've got this.
Oh, wonderful. All right, but again, that's all I've been playing.
There's hoodies. There's actually pretty cool hoodies.
Oh my god.
No, we need it. It needs to be a onesie.
Yeah, it needs to be a kid's kind of onesie.
Full kigurumi. Yep.
Oh, I've even thought of one that. Yep, I've got a plan. I will show you later.
No. All right. Well.
Where it descended into chaos, but yeah, 2 million stream was really fun. I really enjoyed talking to everybody,
and they never saw them again.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I really enjoyed talking to everybody. It was really good to partake in your milestone.
It was fantastic.
It was fun.
It was a good time, and like we had a lot of people jumping in and saying hi and checking out for a bit, and it was really great to get all the feedback. And
even if like people dropping in for like 10-15 minutes just to experience the total mayhem that we usually get up to on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah,
like this is our lives. Let's be honest.
That's true. It's true. It's the kind of trash that we normally play. Yeah, it's true.
This is basically what we do like every day within our parties.
Spending half an hour trying to find out where this developer is based out of. It's like, they moved to like the popular game development in part of like what, Paris or France or
France. Like, they were in France. So.
And it's just like, all right, cool. They haven't posted any social media updates in the last 3 years. Are we saying that My Universe, My Baby wasn't a stellar hit for them?
Yeah, I don't think was it my
It might
universe.
not have. No,
my
it
my
might not have
teacher is
gone
probably not
so
going to
well.
get patched, unfortunately. So
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think my teacher was a different developer, so
right, yeah.
it'll be interesting. But
What
Mhm.
have you been playing, Cameron?
I've been playing.
You hit a milestone as well.
So yeah, I hit
Yes.
800k. I did a mad rush of like easy stuff like you, and then ended up getting 2 job offers at the same time. So this week has been crazy. In terms of popular stuff I've been doing, I've been like streaming quite a bit on Twitch lately, so been messing around with kind of stuff. Rock Band 2 and 3, jump back into. Rock Band 2 has an amazing set of songs on it. Got like Ace of Spades. We had 9 in the Afternoon by Panic Disco, which is a personal favorite of mine. We got Chop Suey by System Down, like perfect stuff. So I've been playing a bit of that. Infinite Warfare, I got the Easter eggs done. So as soon as you get the Infinite Warfare Easter eggs done, you can essentially go back with what is called Director's Cut. Director's Cut is essentially all perks unlocked and $25,000 starting starting fan. So yeah, going from Advanced Warfare, where we had the tricky situation of, which I'll speak about in a moment, but we also got Advanced Warfare done. Having the tricky situation of like having the double feature, essentially get a hit twice, then you're dead for that round. Have to wait to the next one. That was mayhem. Infinite Warfare has been very nice. You get all the hard stuff out of the way. You get this director's cut. You can go back, do Easter eggs relatively easy. Still some DLCs that I don't really care for, but at the same time, massive shout out to iSkills TV, who is a
Thanks, May. Sorry, you mind?
Who is a massive Call of Duty streamer on Twitch. He actually gets people in Twitch chat to come in, join him. Does it on all platforms, so he is a massive help with doing anything Call of Duty related. So Call of Duty Zombies related. Been pretty cool. And he's a really nice super guy. He gets joy out of seeing people complete the Easter eggs for the first time. Which there's relatively large audience for people that do the COD zombies that haven't done the Easter eggs before. So it's quite a good feeling. Like we did the final DLC Beast Beyond for Infinite Warfare. You run it through with me. First go, we got it done. Absolutely carried. Absolutely said like every minor trick, like this person's going to exit and rejoin the game at this point to glitch, keeping the power-ups going a little bit longer. Stuff like that he's just aware of. Got us all the way to the point of the secret boss ending fight, which was after the achievement that I needed, but I just sticked around because, hey, why not?
Sure.
And it was one of the craziest Call of Duty experiences that I've had. But going with like three randoms essentially and defeating this devil was an awesome experience that I can watch now that's on his YouTube channel.
Oh,
cool.
Right,
yeah. Going back to Advanced Warfare, is the crew happy with me over my antics the other day?
All right. So, I'll let Cameron tell the story, and then I'll.
What did Cameron do?
Okay.
Well, I think it's what Cameron didn't do.
Yeah, it's what I didn't do. All right. So we decided the other day that Martel was free. Usually it's us relying on Martel because Martel is a very busy individual.
Yes.
So me, Martel, Shattered Sly, and Matt have been getting together and smashing out the Advanced Warfare con. We did the Xbox One version, and then we waited on the discs 360 for Martel and Shattered Sly to arrive, and then we went through and did most of Advanced Warfare. The only thing we needed to do was the double feature, which we had successfully done on the first go for the one version, I believe. Was it the second try?
I think we got it like second try. Yeah.
But so we were relatively okay with that. So we probably get like 5 rounds in. Obviously going off an American internet connection, not the best for me and Matt. So there was a few points that, I get the rubber banding, catches up to me. You get hit twice in this round, you go down. You're waiting, yeah?
Yeah, well, you're out for the round, basically. So, there's no revives or anything.
We got to like round 5. Double feature is like, I'm underselling. This is very hard in terms of the game mode. It's like, I get to see through Matt's eyes, black and white.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
No, but like
He does not see the world in black and white.
I'm
just
kidding,
in
No,
I'm
white
kidding.
army.
my life is Casablanca. Yeah.
imagine if your life was Casablanca.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
That would be
Anyway,
interesting,
getting
yeah.
off topic. So essentially, it gets to round 5, massive rubber band. I get hit around a corner. I'm down and out. Get a knock at the door. I go to answer it, thinking, okay, so I've ordered some Patreon shirts for the new merch, which I'm wearing right now. I'll show it off a little bit later as well. But I'm just like, all right, they told me it was going to arrive on the 12th. I'm gonna go and check that it's it. I go out the front door. There's this chick, probably like mid-20s, and two 3-year-old kids. Right. And I'm just like, oh, hi. Like, these are my neighbors. I've never met them before. They're in the process of moving. She's like, hey, I can't manage to get my car, started. Can you, help me jumpstart it? And I'm just like, oh, that's, I've totally got you. I've actually got a jumpstarter kit that I put on the charger last night. I have battery issues all the time. I'll come over and help you. Thinking it's going to be a 5-minute job. So I go
and so he tells us, he's like, oh yeah, I'm dead anyway. So
I'm dead anyway. It should only be a few minutes. The charge is full. I've just gotta help check and stuff. Are we cool? And everybody's like, yeah, whatever. Fine, yeah. I'm just like, all right, go over next door, go and help her. She's got the battery in the boot, which I've never seen a car with battery in the boot. So I bend over and all that, do my shoulder, which I've been fucking complaining about every week, all week because it's,
Yeah, if anyone's been in the Discord, they'll know.
Discord
of parties, yep.
So essentially, I bend over. I managed to charge the battery. It's telling me it's got an LED flashing light that tells me, all right, it's got charge. She tries to start it, doesn't work. All right, great. It's all right, try the front battery. So we do that. Open the bonnet. Open the hood. Sorry. And it's okay, I can't find a single battery in here. What are you talking about? And I have a very limited knowledge of cars. Everything that I've learned about cars is due to the fact that my brothers have worked on cars over the years, and I usually rely on them. Reason why I have a jump starter kit in the first place, yeah?
Right, yeah, exactly.
So essentially, all right, we try and get things running. Her boyfriend's at work. She's trying to message him, saying hey, what can we do, kind of thing. And then we just after 10 minutes of trying, eventually just pull the car around, try it for 10-15 minutes, finally starts, go back, and I'm on round 19.
Yeah. So again, so Cameron's been dying, and so Cameron's been dying over and over again at the start of every round. And the thing is with zombies is it scales the number of zombies that you have to fight based on how many people are in the game. So it's giving us 4 people's worth of zombies. I'm also Martel and Sly have managed to get a couple of good weapons out of the box. I have got nothing but shit. I got fucking revolver. I got a PDW. I was looking for shotguns. I was looking for anything. I got a sniper rifle, which was okay. Eventually, I finally got something. But we get into round 18. The achievement is to finish round 20. And like Cameron said, this is the hardest thing you need to do because basically everything's in black and white. You only get points when you kill zombies instead of when you damage them. Zombies do more damage. They take more damage. And if you die, you're completely out for the round. The only good thing about it is that weapon upgrades are cheaper. But yeah, so I finally ended up with a gun that worked at round 15, and we're just seeing Cameron die over and over again while we're fighting off the undead horde. And he comes back being oh, hey guys, I'm back. And it's yeah, it's round 19, motherfucker. We've basically been carrying on we've been carrying this corpse with us all the way up the fucking mountain. But we managed to get the achievement.
We managed to get the achievement. I'd come back. I honestly spent 5 minutes talking to the kids because the kids were super lovely, around the same age person. They're just oh, what's your name? Oh, you live next door? Oh, who else lives next door? I'm asking about. Just oh, it's me and my and my little daughter. I'm oh, how old is she? And I'm oh, she's 3 years old, same as you guys. And they were just super lovely. And I come back to just abuse. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
To be fair, very well deserved abuse. But no, we got, again, the important thing is that we got the achievement. We got and Sly did a fantastic job as he always does, being our damage dealer. And Cameron and I were running around activating shit and just trying to keep the zombies off us. And it worked out relatively well, actually. I think it was, besides that, it was a pretty painless run. We didn't really have too much trouble.
Yeah. The moral of the story is never do a good thing for anybody.
No.
Because your friends are just going to screw
outside.
you.
Do not leave your house.
Look, I would only have answered the door if I had thought it was a Patreon shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to
exactly.
answer the door for any other.
In my case, the whole do not leave your house is also like my flatmates had COVID and I narrowly missed out and got a
You know
negative.
what,
So
too?
I'm like, oh, maybe I should actually leave the house.
You
I'm
know
not
what,
even
too?
sure anymore.
I was really unwell the other day.
Mhm.
I didn't even think of that connection. And Nikita just took a rat test today because she's like, oh, I feel sick. And I'm like, it came back negative, of course, because we never leave the house.
Yeah, right. But you
But
were around a bunch of fucking
how do
disease.
you know
I was
that
around
those
like 3
randoms did
people, and
not
it would be
have-
that thing that yeah.
Of course.
You do one nice thing.
So yeah, the moral story is Patreon. Where are my fucking shirts?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, that's the main thing.
They said the
That
12th.
is
It's the
100%
15th.
the main thing.
What else has been playing?
It's the 15th. Where are they?
No, they sent this one. Actually, I'll get up and show it off. So we have
You need to stand up.
we have the 1
The
mil shirt.
millionaire.
Yeah. For the 1 mil shirt finally, which
Yeah.
has like the 100,000 TA score, 200,000 achievement, like all the way going down to the 1 mil milestone that I made, which is over on Patreon for all our lovely Patreon subscribers on our highest tier. Currently, I will be messing around with the hoodies. I have been working on my own Twitch stuff. You know, when I get bored again, I will be making the degenerate tier.
Oh my god. Right,
I'm waiting for it. I will literally go back to being a Patreon once you do that.
The problem
Even
is,
though I'm a host, I want that tier.
Okay, so listeners, you need to keep this in respect, yeah. I do so much for the show in terms of like producing and all that as well. I'm going to be starting a new job, so I'm going to have limited time. Biggest issue I have is I need to make a piece of merch that both Matt and Charlotte can wear. Now, you would imagine when a Venn diagram that the crossover between those two individuals
We should make a Venn diagram.
very small. Why don't I just make a hoodie of just used to in a Venn diagram, and then the center is just like Xbox or something. I don't know.
Amazing.
Sure. I'll you know what? I'll have a look at it once you put it together.
I'll put 10 hours of work into it, and I just won't resolve it.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah,
it's usually what happens anyway. Yeah. Yeah. So done a little bit of COD over the last few weeks. Very happy to get the Advanced Warfare stuff out of the way, and it looks like Infinite Warfare is going to be a very good. It's going to come sooner rather than later. Got back into the heart of the cards. I decided to boot up Yu-Gi-Oh the other day. Because I jumped into Nick Tacular's stream, who was also doing the MSI challenge when me and Matt did it ages ago. Just asking him about that, and he was just showing off Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm just like, all right, cool. I've got the urge to stream this. Oh my god! So apparently, there's an Exodia deck that is like meant to be the best deck in the game, according to Google, according to this website or whatever. Build this deck, spend the 2 hours building this deck. Get destroyed on every single fucking match.
That's
just
funny.
Absolutely destroyed because they're versing real people.
Right, yeah.
It's been a while building that deck too.
They all have their anti-Exodia deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, cool. So if anybody has done I'm probably going to hit up Rapture. I know.
Rapture,
Panda, like all the weebs we know, yeah? Anybody in the remnants.
Fair.
Just generalizing, but
yeah, I feel like we could find someone.
Yeah, so Yu-Gi-Oh! I've talked about Rock Band 2 and 3. Gen Zero, been doing a little bit of Alex. It had the 30 gig update the other day, which has added some new enemies in that it's kind of like a civil war between the robots.
Oh.
I don't really understand the story because all the voice acting is in Swedish. So really haven't really been keeping up with it. And the amount of times that me and Alex get stuck somewhere and use rockets to get ourselves out and fly across the map.
The fireworks. Oh my god, they're so loud. Just every time you're like, shall I set off fireworks? I'm like,
fireworks are fun.
I'm going to turn you down now. I'm turning down the volume.
The fireworks are fun. I don't get. Just like Alex walks in.
Hilarious.
Alex walks into a bunker and it's like, all right, what now? Rocket. I have to.
Do I have a box of them? Yes, I do. Let's go.
Yeah, just getting rid of all the fireworks, just dishing them out. At the same time, there's an achievement for hitting 20 cards with melee weapon in the game to the point that they explode. The amount of times that I've hit, like even last night doing that, getting exploded across, like way up into the air, getting exploded into a tree, just a whole bunch of random shit. the game's great. I highly recommend it. Definitely if you got like a few buddies and a few drinks into you, that kind of game.
So a couple of beers and we're good.
We got really excited because Alex pointed out the fact last night that what he seemed to think that this update added was the collectibles, like zooming into them, being in an area and being able to just immediately know where they are. And I was like, all right, I'm all for that. It's going to make cleanup so much easier. He was looking at a mission marker. Like, well. You fucker.
Oh, no.
Game's great, though. Game's great. Highly recommend it. Touch base on... Oh, yeah. Admiral. So Admiral has come up with... Like, I want to spend a minute talking about this because it's great, yeah? So Admiral has decided whenever he jumps into a stream now, we had the off chance, I think, last podcast episode of him... gifting a subscription, which, it helps out the podcast. We love it. Massive thanks. It landed on Nightbot, as you could see above me in the subscriber box share that I added last episode. So yeah, that was a funny coincidence. Now, I can't remember he did it for the 2 million stream, but I feel like he has.
I think he did, yeah.
Yep.
I think
he jumped
did,
in
and then it was mine next.
And he gifted one. He jumped into your stream and he gifted Nightbot one.
Nightbot and Soundlights.
And he did the exact same thing to me last night.
Yes, we thank him. We do thank him. And we do agree. The bot uprising is coming and we need to be prepared for Skynet.
Like he said last night, he's just trying to, butter him up when they eventually do take over.
The robots on his side. I
don't think it's going to work out for them, but hey, it's worth a shot.
I did unfortunately kick Bottissimo to the curb, so now it is just Nightbot and Sound Alert. So, but they have the subscriptions, so surely they're going to be okay.
I appreciate the fact out of anything too that he does it when I'm playing Gen Zero. It's just so topical, and I was like, yep, 100% loved it. Yeah. I'm going to quickly just finish off. Golf with Your Friends. I've been playing a little bit of that on one of the Twitch streamers that I follow, Jerdman. He's Xbox Game Pass ambassador. He's been doing a few like community night kind of thing. Been jumping in there, and just it's a ton of fun. Just on a like late night Saturday, just joining a bunch of random people and just having a party game like that. Because I feel like we need to start doing stuff like this. And
we are slowly trying to. It is going to be something that we'll pull in once a week and on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It like Saturday evening New Zealand time, so hopefully it'll be like reasonably.
Hopefully we can get as many people. I really miss the days when we were doing RGS Secret Hitler.
Yeah,
that was a ton of fun. They don't necessarily have to be achievement hunter games, but
yeah,
I mean, two birds, one stone.
We've got all of the Jackbox games. We have a few others that we can do. There's a lot that we can do, and we can stream it. So at
the same time, we could just
something that's on our radar.
We could just do Nobody Talks, and something like that, which would just be amazing to watch, like YouTube, prior to just for instructions.
That would be fun, actually.
Just stuff like that. But the last game that I want to touch base on is the Man-Eater DLC. Base game I really enjoyed. The DLC is like kind of more of the same. I would probably rate it in like 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It's just more of the same. It's kind of like, all right, we're giving you extra content. Realistically, it doesn't really add much to the game. I don't think it had any voice acting from the guy that plays Jerry Morty. Don't think they brought him back for the DLC. Like, it's just overpowered abilities, nuclear stuff.
I wonder if they're going to do another DLC or if they're kind of done with it. I get the feeling there might be just kind of, I don't know if there's much more ground to break on that.
I think somebody told me too that the series, that the DLC was a Series X as well, like an exclusive DLC.
Weird.
For a little bit, and then they fixed it on both sides, but just very strange. But yeah, I used that to hit my 800k. It was either that or Gut Whale, which kind of like,
Gut Whale.
Which, very ocean themed.
I've got Gut Whale installed. It's on my list.
Had to do some like, Baby Shark themed games.
Of course.
Just to do the jokes. But yeah, hit 800k, which quite happy with myself with. And yeah, in the last week I've got 27,395. I haven't really played anything that much though, streaming. So I need to jump on the baby games and see if I can catch up to you, Matt.
Yeah, it's I'm way ahead in the competition in general, but the competition also has a me versus the rest of the community challenge that I am slowly falling behind, just because I just can't keep up with the ridiculous.
Well, there's like what six of us against one.
I think technically it's like 9 of you, but like
but yeah, but like
serious
actively
scores
participating.
It's like you and Cameron and
we'll touch base on all of these leaderboards.
There's 4 of us that are 5 of us that are actually actively participating and have decent scores. So
yeah, but at the same time, we've got to shout out both Carl and Lee, like hitting 100k in the last few months.
Yeah, they're doing really, really well.
They've been doing amazing. Both hit 100k. It's pretty awesome.
I do want to find out what their thoughts are too, because they are the non-achievement hunter achievement.
Sure.
Yeah. Like they're not crazy like us yet. They're not doing it every single night. So they actually have social lives.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but sure.
Well, aside from April, where they go crazy with the April Achievement Challenge, that's when they like really go for it.
I'd love to pick their brains about like baby games in general.
Yeah.
Like how it feels like getting a proper completion compared to like just starting a Zidle game and getting 5k in 20 minutes.
Yes.
If that.
Charlotte, you also hit a big milestone as well.
I did. Well, okay, so we have Matt getting 2 million, Cameron getting 800,000. Most importantly, me, I had 100k under a year, I might say. So like that's my
good job
win. My little like baby gaming noob.
So when was the first day you started?
Okay, so I got my Xbox on the 1st of May last year.
Yeah. So less than a year.
So so it's not my first console. It is my first Xbox, and it's a Series X, and I freaking love it. It is good. It's very nice. I had PlayStation before that, PlayStation 3, namely, and then as most people who listen to the podcast know that I there was fire and I lost everything. So I did lose my console and my Switch and everything. So I basically had to start again, and it was a few months into listening to the podcast and being friends with Matt and then friends with Cameron, and I kind of was like, well, I want a console. Like, I'm really jealous of you guys like playing all these games, and I finally have the opportunity where I can play games and actually be like, you know, an actual gamer. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a Series X. I'm gonna do it. I'm allowed to have one nice thing after what I've been through, right? And it all happened because I got a link sent to me in Messenger from my now flatmate, and he was like, who also by the way has the Enemy console, PS5. He was like, I know you mentioned it, but just letting you know, Series X is back in stock. I went, no, oh my god. Placed an order literally within an hour. Had to wait 2 days for it to arrive. It arrived and I got it and set it up on the 1st of May. And my very first game that I installed and played on it was Undertale. Yep. And then I got my 100k with C14 dating. And the achievement was group photo CG, which is actually kind of funny because CG is my old initials.
Yeah, so Charlotte has fallen to the dark side and has started to embrace baby games. She's like, I know. Well, okay,
I was like, April Achievement Challenge. I actually need to sort of compete with this, and I can't compete just doing normal games. So
like some absolute fucking trash.
I started the visual novels, which I don't mind because they're kind of stories. And I also, started a lot of Artifacts Mondays. But
Artifacts Mondays are okay.
I enjoy them.
Yeah, they're okay. They're fine.
Yeah, it's the visual novels that took 15 minutes to complete that were like, yeah.
Yeah, you sped read those, I noticed.
I'm really quick at reading.
Yeah.
I just quickly
quick at reading.
Quickly want to point out, because I didn't realize this until like a second ago. Mark B also donated $50 to the Cure
Oh,
Cancer.
Oh wow!
So
thanks,
yeah,
Mark.
thank you,
Thank you,
Mark.
Mark.
We appreciate you. Yeah.
So that is a hot sauce dab.
Oh, nice.
Start at the May 7th.
Beginning of the stream. Wonderful. That'll
Okay,
be
right
great.
at start. We'll mark that down. That's fine. Okay, so the rest of the games that I played, I'll go through them real quickly, and then I'll go through what I'm actually currently playing. So Shinrai, A Year of Springs, Henchman Story, ByQ, Hundreds of Melodies, Blind Men, Synergia, a sci-punk thriller visual novel, Strawberry Vinegar, A Summer with the Shiba Inu, The Language of Love, Crimson Spires, Winter's Daydream, and Eventide Slavic Fables.
Oh boy, that's a lot of trash.
There was Blackberry Honey in there too.
Yeah, Blackberry Honey. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all the ones I've completed. I have played other games.
And the Xbox version doesn't even have the nude patch. So like why, like it's just not even worth playing.
I really read it really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm very quick at reading. So that's the list. That got me to my 100k and a little bit over. And I'm sitting pretty with the April Achievement Challenge. I'm not far behind. I'm actually pulling my weight now, thank goodness. I am currently playing 4 games. I am working on my backlog and trying to get my completion percentage up, which is almost back to 63% again. I am playing Imbento today, which is so cute. I love it. I'm really into the cat games right now. There is something about the cat games. Puzzle game. I get to make bento boxes. I love food. I love cats. This makes me happy. I'm quite content with this. And I'm not even, there's a couple that I've like double checked the walkthrough because I kind of got one part wrong. And I was like, hang on, wait. But most of the puzzles I'm doing on my own. And I'm just like having a good time with it. I really like it. It's a nice little puzzler. I really do like my puzzle games. So it's right up my alley. Stream wise, I've been going back to Tomb Raider, the definitive edition, because I'm trying to get the 3 done because I do need to do Shadow later on in the year as part of that was my challenge from the random game selector. So I do want to try and get the 3 done. I don't know if I'll get them done all this year, but we'll see. I love Tomb Raider so much. Like it's so cool and very like it's very forgiving. On stream, I kind of raced ahead and I was like, you know what? I'll come back for the collectibles. I'll deal with that later. I can go back and select places on the map. That's not a big problem. And so I kind of raced ahead with the story. Yeah, it was great. I also now have a new command that Cameron created on my channel that tracks how many times I die in game. And anyone can add to the total.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
it's not
Cameron.
to you, that's
I
the listeners.
appreciate you. Yes, the listeners. God. So yeah, if you ever want to come and watch me die a lot, like I'm going to be streaming twice a week, so I'm whatever. I'm also doing. I do have a lot.
I was going to say, Admiral just like
that day.
I only mentioned the one new command I added. I added so many.
Yeah, no, I've got lots. There's too many. You went through and did so many. It's great.
That slap one is based
so
now.
many.
That slash one is based. The amount of times I can hit people with. Anyway.
Oh my god, that slap one is fantastic. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, I have a slap command. I have a hug command. I have a cookie command. There's a lot. The cookie command is cool.
There's also going to be a new Tomb Raider command as well.
Yes.
Which they just announced, which is really exciting.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. So the other game I'm playing is A Plague Tale, which I've already mentioned. I love it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not good at stealth, but whatever, it's fine. I'm working through it. And one I just started on Wednesday, Calico. That is an interesting game. It's very buggy, I'm gonna say. So
it feels very thrown together.
It's very thrown together. I enjoy it. I do like it. I think it's funny. People who don't necessarily like when things glitch in the gameplay are going to hate it because you fall through the ground a lot. Some of the animals just drop out of nowhere and you're like, okay, the red panda is halfway through the ground right now. or like falling or something weird's going on, and then suddenly you'll turn and you're halfway through the building and you can't even see your character because there's a wall between you and your character. But basically the game is you are on this island that's in the shape of a star, and you have to set up a cat cafe because your mother died and you inherited it, so you need to set it up again. And it's like the whole game is setting up this cat cafe, and there's a whole bunch of animals around which don't really make sense because it's kind of a bit weird. There's a red panda, there are several ravens, cats, dogs, rabbits, there's a polar bear and its cubs, capybaras, white deers, white wolves, and that's all I got for the first 2 areas. And there's more. There's collectibles. You have to make sure that you've picked up every animal and like interacted with it before you put it down. You can have up to 10 animals in your cafe, and it doesn't really matter what they are. They don't, like, it's a cat cafe, but you don't have to have just cats. So of course I've got everything in there. And you can have up to 5 animals in your party, and your party is like animals that follow you. You can also then put an animal in storage on your head and carry an animal at the same time and mount the larger animals to ride them.
Which I think
So
led
you
to
can
a
basically
very
have
interesting
7 animals carting around with you.
It was a very very interesting when I looked over at your stream and I saw you had a polar bear on your head. You were holding, was it a polar bear? I think you were holding
No,
one.
it was the capybara. There was a capybara on my
That's
head.
right.
I was holding
a
polar bear, and I was mounted on a white wolf.
That's right. Yep. And I was like, oh, okay, this is the kind of game this is.
And then at one point I'm like riding the red panda, and I'm like, Matt, I'm riding a red panda. It's giant. What is going on? What is this game? There's characters like human characters that you can go and talk to. Some are like human cats. Yep. They all have houses and locations on the map, and there's different fetch quests that you need to go and do. There's an achievement tied to talking to all of the characters. There's an achievement tied to finding and documenting all of the animals. There is also an achievement to finish all of the recipes, and there's a lot of walking and running around. And my character has a Naruto run, which I'm very pleased with. Like, just... yeah. And I gave my character blue hair because we figured, hey, she can be toucan grown up. So that's very entertaining and made it much better.
After we got rid of her at 3 years old, we're like, we're done.
Yeah, at 3 years old. She's now grown up.
And raised by animals, yeah.
Yeah, she's raised by animals, and she's now living on this star-shaped island, living her dreams as a cat cafe owner. And when you do the recipes, you get basically... you go from being big to tiny, and you have to like cart all of the ingredients and put them in the bowl as this tiny little character. And there's a whole bunch of like character customizations, and you can change like the outfits and put like different designs on the outfits. It's an interesting one. I like it. I think it's weird, but I do enjoy it. It's going to be I'm laughing the whole way through because it's so dumb, but it's fantastic. I love it. The music's great. It's very chill. It's going to be my chill play for a while, I think. And at the end of the week, I'm currently sitting at 13,891 for the week.
All around.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, Memoir Blue, you played through that as well, right?
Oh, I did. Yes. I did. I think there's a couple that I'm like haven't tracked on my TA, so that I'm missing them. But I did also play Memoir Blue. I think there's a couple of others, but if I figure them out, I can. They're all there somewhere. It's fine.
All right.
Cool.
Music in Memoir Blue is like amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was like, yeah, it's beautiful to look at and beautiful to listen to and to play. Yeah, it was okay.
I think the interesting one, and I think this is the tip that I would give people if they're going to go and play it, is because there's no missables, right? Well, no.
There's chapter select.
Is there?
There is chapter select, but like if you want to do it in one playthrough, you're better off there's a couple of achievements, and there's a really good list that just has the achievements. So the rest of the story you have to work out yourself. Yeah. But my tip is to use your left and right bumpers to find what you're actually meant to click on.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Or triggers. It's one of the left, right bumpers or triggers.
Highlights,
And that will actually skip to what you're meant to click, rather than just clicking randomly around the screen and going, what the hell am I supposed to do? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Can I just go to the next section? I don't know if it helps with the ice cubes, but I did work out that you have to pull them down a little bit to get them out.
Yeah, that took me a little bit too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Took us 5 minutes on stream to figure that out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm glad you figured it out, because I kind of gave me a bit of a head start when I did it.
Yeah. And then I did it, and then I was like, oh, you do this. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about our completion shout-outs there, Charlotte?
Yes. Yeah. So let me just change picture because I was on the leaderboard. Okay. Let me just pull up the completion shout-outs, and we'll go through that first. So we have first on the list, Hack and Pwn. Too many Windows Phone games to list.
The man's crazy at the moment. I was not going through the entire list and putting them all over.
No.
There was a lot. There's
sense.
new ones every day.
I will say, though, Hamster Universe, having played that myself, is a standout, and he should be really proud of himself for that.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of phone clicks that requires, fucking crazy. So yeah,
he's doing well. He's cleaning up on those phone games. Yeah. We then have Red, who has done 4, Fallout 3, LA Noire, RE3, and Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So a few big names in there. Kruger had finished Lake, and he did that also. He was streaming it for a little bit, I believe. We then have Galaxy Dio, who hit a big milestone, 1 million gamer score. So, of course, I then jumped in the DMs and was like, hey, yeah.
I mean, it probably helps that he's also your boyfriend.
That does help, yes.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And that was kind of technically before the million, but we were only official after the million, so
Of course,
technicalities.
Yeah. You ain't dead no scrub. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. And he also completed Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which he's been working on the 360 for the last 2 weeks. So he's been very busy. Yeah. We have Dish with Splitgate, a chapter with Far Cry 4. Aptos had Mafia.
I misspelled.
Okay, I was like, what? That's not right. Mafia Definitive Edition, Bad North, and Nobody Saves the World.
I'm gonna quickly interrupt there for 2 seconds.
Yep, go for it.
Nobody Saves the World. Save yourself the 4 hours at the very end. Hit me up. I will do the new game. Plus.
I will do that.
Yeah.
As soon as
I'll save you guys the 4 hours. Just hit me up. I'll get my Ghost form, which is OP as all hell. It only takes like a gig to install. So I'm happy to help people.
Yeah. Keo with Moto GP 18.
Mm-hmm.
We had Declan, who hit 750,000 gamer score and completed Lego Worlds before he started Lego Star Wars, and now definitely needs to get the Lego Star Wars completion. Just saying, Declan.
Which I didn't even talk about in my games. It is amazing.
No,
one of the best Lego games. I completely forgot to mention it, but
do you want to save it?
I will talk about it next week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Save it, because you'll have more to talk about once you've played a little bit more next week.
Yeah.
Sigma Bless had Terra and Weird West. Co Phoenix had Another Sight. Baron von Neumann had 750,000 gamer score. Grey Shark. Now you've missed one on Grey Shark, so I'm going to add it here. 900,000 gamer score he hit.
Oh yeah, true.
Amazing. 600 games complete and Choice of Life Middle Ages.
Mm-hmm.
I today, hit 69 followers on Twitch, so that's pretty,
All right, in unison. It's 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Thank you.
Cool.
We had Martel, Sly, Shadow, and Neo all completing Advanced Warfare 360. Rapture completed Rain on Your Parade, MLB 2021, and all of those baby games. I am not listing them. We had Tibbs, who completed the Dark Souls series completions. And that's our completions for the week. 2 weeks.
And the leaderboard.
And then leaderboard. Yeah. So.
I wonder who.
I'm going backwards, and I'm going to go
Interesting.
from
I was going to say.
five.
I'm going to say interesting. There's 4 people on the leaderboard instead of 3. That's
Interesting.
unusual.
Interesting. I know. Shut up. I'm doing it from 5.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, just to start off, where can we find these leaderboards?
Where
you're
can we
mentioning?
find these leaderboards? They are on True Achievements. We also have a link in our Discord. Jump in and you can like invite yourself, and then we'll accept you, and then you can be part of the.
Or just send me a message. I can send you an invite if that's easier. Whatever.
Too. It works both ways. So in 5th place this week, we have a Grey Shark on 15,260 gamer score. In 4th place, because it needs to be said, is me, AudreyChar, sitting in at 17,915. I'm proud of that, by the way.
It's a very good number.
God damn.
Place.
I just realized I dropped out.
Yep, you did.
I dropped 20,000 from since this
You
morning.
did. You,
God damn it.
Yeah, you let it slack. What you doing, mate? We could have all been in that top 5 if you hadn't. In 3rd place is my boyfriend Galaxy at 25,625, which is freaking cool. In 2nd place, we have Michael KV in 27,970.
Sorry, is it Michael or Mikhail?
Mikhail.
Apparently he goes both ways. So
he goes both ways.
MKV.
He's a switch.
Just sounds awesome. I'm saying MKV.
I know. So, number 1. Any guesses?
Some degenerate.
No clue. No fucking idea. Who it's probably one of those baby game
It's
players.
definitely Neomaster.
Yeah, exactly.
With the double S.
The double S.
Neomaster. Yeah, and 35,415.
I know we did this on the other stream, but like I still massive props.
Thank you. It
Like,
has been
props are there.
It has been 15 years of ridiculous gameplay and I'm wondering what I should have done with the time instead. But thank you everyone.
And
for
as the first person to get to 2 million in New Zealand and Australia, it's a pretty impressive feat.
Realistically, oceanic.
And yes.
If we want to include a whole bunch of countries that nobody
the teeny tiny islands around.
But yeah, it was also pretty cool that Xbox ANZ liked and retweeted.
Yeah, that was great. I was super chuffed about that. But yeah, it's been a hell of a journey. I don't know if I'll ever make it to 3 million. But
now you have to.
We'll see.
Somebody's gonna like let's be honest. All right, current predictions. I think current predictions will be a good way to like go before we close out the show.
Go. Cool.
3 million. As you are playing right now, like, because let's be honest, Xbox Cast is going to run the April Achievement Challenge next year. So you'll have a huge inflation of that as well, even if you
there's not going to be any lack of baby games.
I am going to say I'm going to say the last quarter of 2024.
Oh, no way.
No, actually, no. I'm going to add 6 months to that. I'm going to say mid 2025.
Maybe that's only 3 years though.
But with Gamerscore going the way it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I've burned most of my completions. Like, the most that I can get out of baby games I usually do is probably about 150,000.
Zidalon will continue to release games.
Well,
maybe.
I mean, hopefully. Bridalaka.
Yeah.
Week on week. The fact that I believe they're the ones doing the Series X stacks as well at the moment.
Yeah, but I think the thing is that when they come out, like, again, if they release a new game every week, that's 50 games roughly, right? And then you say Zidalon does the same thing and they add updates, that's another 50 maybe, and then they put on some title updates.
So that's I'm being conservative as well. Like, you've got to also chuck into the fact.
It would be pushing in.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think 2025 is a good estimate.
We'll see. I don't think I'm going to be playing the same way I do now, though. I think the April Achievement Challenge is going to be the exception, but we'll see. I also
wreck everybody else than that.
I also, well, I mean, they're the ones who threw the gauntlet. I was like, hey, I'll take part in the competition. They're the ones who decided to team everyone up against me. So
let's be honest, though. The way Game Pass is going at the moment, I expect us easily to get like 5 to 10 hour completions on an average. Like, there'll be a few easy ones added in every now and then. There'll be a few of the 40 to 50 hours added in. There's going to be that nice balance.
5 to 6. There's going to be some nice 10-hour ones. Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just going on the rate you're going right now, I don't think 3 years is.
Well, I mean, I aim for 100,000 a year, so I mean, and that's and again, that's the aim.
Sorry, you don't
And if
aim
you
for
do 1 month a
137,000 in 2
year, we
weeks.
already
No.
do that. Yeah, like
Yeah. Well, obviously the last couple of years have been accelerated, but I mean, like the thing is, like it took me what 4 years to get from 1 million to 2 million.
yeah.
So that's probably, and then that was using every baby game that I have access to. So
That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying though that baby games have realistically only been a thing since the Xbox One generation.
well, yeah,
And
that's true.
they're only going to there's only going to be more of them coming.
Sure,
Like,
but
That's-
but 4 years ago was 2019, Cameron, or around.
I mean, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. But like, I still think if you're saying like 5 years or something, you're overshooting it. I reckon 3 years.
I think 5 years is probably
Yeah.
about right, but we'll see. Well, we shall see how.
Don't try and change the predictions too by slowing down or anything.
No, look, I will
No.
I will play how I feel
No.
like playing,
Yeah.
and there's no other way that I would ever do it. Anyway, we've got a quick question also from Isaac this
Yes.
week, who said, let me just pull it up here. He said, "Hey guys, have you ever started a game and then instantly regretted it, or do you meticulously check a game's achievements before starting? Thanks for taking my question." Charlotte, I'm sure you've got a couple in there.
I have at least one.
Mm.
And so mainly because when I co-op or try to co-op,
Mm-hmm.
I rely on trusting my co-op partner to check achievements before playing them and check that the game is actually a co-op game.
Mm.
Cameron. Young Souls
Whatever
is
do
one of
you
them.
mean?
It's like, I don't know, Young Souls ringing any bells?
I
will get
don't-
the completion, but I'm like, I don't know. It hasn't grabbed me. I wish it had been a co-op because I would have happily played it with you, right?
Mm.
Whereas it wasn't a game I wanted to choose to play.
Jeez.
In your defense.
In my defense, in my glorious defense, studio is called one player, two player.
Yes.
I mean, you'd
Okay,
still be one
fair.
player, two player. You still play it locally co-op. That's
You can
still
still play it
one player, two
locally
player.
co-op.
Yes, that is true. We were just
Okay, yeah.
hoping it was going to be online.
sorry.
co-op, and
The
it's
fact
not.
that it doesn't have online co-op in this day and age. is
The
ridiculous.
fact,
Yeah, it's a
the
bit
fact
nuts.
is, I am preemptive this for you and Matt to play it together.
Mhm.
I'm doing the
Ugh,
co-host. Wait, what? Oh, you don't want to do it, Matt? All right, fine.
I wasn't.
Wait till you come over and I'll.
Why the
finish
fuck would I
mine.
play anything with
Okay.
Charlotte? Jesus Christ! Have you
We'll
seen
do
how
it
she
in
plays?
Australia.
I've watched her fucking streams. Why would I want to play with her?
I mean,
Jesus.
yeah, that is a fair point. Why would you
Dick.
play with somebody
You
that
dick.
takes my advice?
Yeah, exactly. I
Hey,
was going
but
to say
it's-
anyone who
hey,
listens
hey,
to you.
hey, hang on. In my defense now, Matt hates fighting games and I quite like beat 'em ups. So
All right. Well, we'll see. Well, yeah.
It's not even. It's not even that much of a. Like, I really enjoyed
it's
it.
not.
In terms of gameplay,
Yeah, I
like,
will go back to it, but it
I'm
just didn't grab me, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
I'm kind of like glad because I skipped cutscenes and you would probably make me
Yeah.
want to watch them. That would be
Mhm.
awful.
Probably.
And I'd be just sitting
no,
here
I
like
probably
drinking my
actually wanna
water like
skip them
this.
too, because I'm very similar to you in that respect. I don't tend to. I'll skip.
You also don't have to play a co-op, right? You can play through it single.
No,
player.
you can play.
You can play for a single player.
And, like, Mike has played it single player. Cameron has played it single player and completed it.
I finished it in like less than 24 hours.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I
The only
woke up
advice that
4 a.m. the
Mike
next
had-
morning and smashed it out. So
The only advice that Mike had was that you need to make sure that you don't sell anything, because she sold. There's a trick where you can make money of selling it to a specific store, right? But there's one place that you sell it and you can't get it back.
Mm.
oh yeah,
that-
if you go to the pawn
That
shop
like
and sell
basically
stuff,
breaks
yeah.
it. Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Also, the other advice is too, if you're teleporting, for the when you finish the game, you'll have a final achievement left over, which is
Mhm.
essentially you have to go to these 4 statues in the game. You would have done 3 at that point, but the 4th
Yeah.
statue is in the merchant area in the like Earth realm kind of situation. Going to that area, teleporting into that area does not spawn the goblin
Mhm.
you to talk to. So if you do teleport into that area, walk outside to the way that you usually unlock it, which is down this like waterworks kind of situation. Go back up there. Go back to the town hall kind of situation.
Mhm.
Go back down. He'll spawn. You'll be able to talk to him. You'll be able to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the only thing with that game that I noticed that. But I can understand what Mike means now if you can't recover it through that.
Yeah.
Other quick...
no, it was she lost 2 weapons, and that was the problem. So then she didn't have them to be able to then. So she had to play it through a second time.
Other quick bit of advice for that game too is there is a merchant down there that sells armor. You can actually sell and rebuy the same amount of armor, getting you, I think, like 200, 300 coins profit. Just like continuously cycle through that, and then that will get you your coin achievements. Your money collecting.
He will sell it to you for a lower price than he buys. So
yeah.
Are there any other games you guys can think of? I mean, obviously my one that comes to mind obviously is Wolfenstein, because I regretted that the minute I got the first achievement on it. I did read through the list, and I was like, oh, look, I'd done the original Wolfenstein, I'd done Old Blood. I knew there was some challenge in the higher difficulties, but I was like, I'll play it on, and I looked at it, it's like, oh, my Laban achievement. I didn't realize that meant permadeath, one playthrough, do everything in one sitting, right? I thought that meant, okay, like super hard difficulty. The minute I read that, and it was, again, I picked it up on a whim because I was like, I like the original. I wasn't planning on playing it yet because, again, I try not to play things on release, but...
I've said this countless times. New Order has one of my favorite achievement lists of all time.
Yeah, it's got a near perfect achievement list. Like, it's great. And so I was expecting that same thing, and just kind of, I didn't go in blind, but I didn't check it as thoroughly as I should have. And because there were no flags on TA or no guides up for it yet, because it was just relatively new, I basically got fucked. And it's one of those games that I really wish I just never played.
My answer to this is pretty simple. The only games that I kind of regret are the games that are restricted to online services. So you got to think of stuff like your Battleborn, where Battleborn is the kind of game that could be played offline. However, it never got set up that way, and now you have all this content that's essentially not. You got all this content that's being forgotten, I guess.
Yeah, it just can't be accessed. It's gone. Yeah, it can't be archived. It's just
like there's people that have attempted to archive it. I don't know how they successfully did that. But it's the kind of game that, like, I don't like MMOs in the way that, like, online services will eventually go down, like, especially if a developer goes defunct.
Yeah.
Because that's like my only regret. I have a bunch of 360 games that I can pull out that have unobtainables or discontinued, and I'd still be like, I could get 40 out of 50 and still be like happy with myself getting a partial completion. But when you have a game that you've bought that is essentially a coaster now, that's when regrets start to set in for me.
Yeah, I have 3 games and the funny thing is they're all games that I started before when I first got my Xbox and I first started playing things, and I didn't really think to check or ask questions, or I wasn't really achievement hunting or completion hunting. So that's why my completion percentage is so low, because I didn't think about it then. I was kind of just like, you know what, I've got a new Xbox, let's go for it. I'll just try a whole bunch of games and we'll see where we go. One of them is Neon Abyss, which has a discontinued. So that's
it's got an unobtainable, right? I think, or is it?
Sorry, an unobtainable. Yeah. So that's the first one on the list. I liked the game style, and it's one that I'm going to go back to and try and get as many achievements in as I can, because it's still in Game Pass, and I might try and Valak it if it leaves. We'll see how we go. The other ones, there's 2 others: Night in the Woods and The Messenger. I like The Messenger because I played it on my Switch, but I also then started it on the Xbox and did not think to check achievements. And I was like, oh my god, I love the game style, it's really great, I want to play this because I enjoyed it on the Switch. I'm like, cool. I didn't realize just how hard it was going to get and just how much it changes, and I did not know about the achievements. That one's going to be one of those 2 games, Night in the Woods and The Messenger, are going to be the 2 hardest games for me specifically to play and get completions for, because they're out of my skill level. And
I struggle
with the guitar.
The guitar stuff, I mean, the guitar stuff's okay as long as you have someone to help you, but doing it on your own is ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's going to be the hardest part, because I'm also not good at those the rhythm parts. So those are my 3. In terms of what I would normally do, I usually do check the achievement list now, and I usually will double check it, but I double check it with others. So I'll go to either Matt or Cameron or Dio, and I'll be like, hey, do you think this is going to be okay for me? Like, I'm not good at platformers. And they'll either be like, yeah, no, you'll be fine. Or like in Dio's case, like, yeah, no, it was easy. And I'm like, that means nothing to me because
I was going to say, you check with Dio and then you check
so
with someone else.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
And then I'll usually be like, okay, Matt will give me the right answer and be like, no, you're going to be bad at that. Don't play it. Don't touch it.
Very fortunate as a community to be able to like lean on each other.
Yeah.
Be able to, unless there are like a new release kind of situation, then it's a case by case.
Yeah.
Like
and it just depends on the person because some people have better strengths in some areas than others. Like I'm really good at puzzles. So puzzles and car racing games tend to be the 2 that I'm actually decent at, but but I've learnt my lesson. I do not play games now unless I've checked the ratio, 2, the achievement list. They're my 2 things I will always double check now.
Smart.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for the question there, Isaac. We really appreciate it. I'm still working on the Hall of Gamers word challenge. I'll come up with something for next week. I've been a little busy with my job move and everything and that kind of stuff too. But next week we'll have a new one. I've got a couple in mind, but I'm going to sort of hash them out because I think the last one was good, but I felt like it might have been a little bit too easy. So I need to maybe delve into something a little more obscure. So we'll see how it goes. Cameron, do you want to go through our Patreon?
Yeah, I'm going to quickly smash them out. So we have Firehawk, Mad Lefty, G Spaceman, Admiral Awesome, Adrian, Keo, Cobra Todd, Happy Moogles, Kung Fu Skills, Hawkeye Barry, Hack and Pone, Cavalier 07, Old Mate Clown, Mark B, and Mick Lovett Legend. Thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do the show. Really allow us to run everything. Also, shout out to the guys on the highest tier because essentially they'll have merch.
You're going to get t-shirts.
Like I said
Legends.
Before. All honesty, this is my least favorite one because this took me like the least amount of time to design. Everything else, like the achievement unlocked one, I'm really looking forward to. And I'll quickly just point it out. I got a canvas made up of the second shirt that's coming out, which is Keep Calm Play Xbox. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So yeah, if you guys want to like anything like made in the future specifically for you guys, I might even like start doing a special thing that donate certain amounts to on the Game on Cancer stuff. I will send it over. You'll be able to like Kmart for me does like canvases and all that locally.
Yeah.
Happy to send over like a design for you and you guys can get it printed up if you, because I know shipping is going to be the killer, but if you got something local, it's going to be massive time saver. On top of that, I think we're going to go with Patreon for shirts because they are super comfy. I'm really liking this one. I've wanted to show it off since I've got it last week. The last thing with Patreon and quickly touching base with is LCA is coming.
Yes, so we're
the latest one came out. So Resident Evil 2 or the Resident Evil Apocalypse we watched. So that episode came out last week. You can go check that out if you're a Patreon. And if you're not a Patreon, we do have the first 4 episodes of Lights, Camera, and Action, our movie reviewing show, available for free. I'm considering making some of the older episodes free as well as we go ahead, just to give people some new content. Otherwise, check out the Christmas episode we did for Die Hard to get a feel on how we did.
It's real good. Yeah.
Quickly adding on to that as well, because we were off last week, there is also the bonus episode.
Yes. So I put up the bonus episode for was it Dark Pictures Anthology? So
Spoiler cast.
Spoiler cast. Sat down with old friend of the show Kirby, and we talked about all 3 of the games. So Man of Medan, Little Hope, and House of Ashes. Mostly spent time on House of Ashes, but did a bit of a retrospective. Looked at how we feel about the games in general, where they've come from, and how excited we are in the future for all the stuff that they've got in the works.
They're pumping them out like on a yearly basis now.
Yeah, well, they're planning on doing them every 6 months was the original plan, but obviously COVID hit, so now it's kind of every year. But they might be doing some more, so we're not really sure. But it looks like they've got the 4th one is going to be the end of season 1. So they've got like another season of the stuff planned. So I'm very, very excited.
I feel like they're the kind of developer we're gonna look back in like a few years time and be like, oh, they got like 2 or 3 teams now working on like doing the Call of Duty model of having rotating teams working on.
Yeah. Well, they've got the engine, so they might as well, right?
Yeah. Just hoping it's not a Telltale situation.
No, that's the other way, right? We've also got 2 more Lights Camera Actions in the works. We're running them in tandem. So we've got Blood Rain, which we're going to watch, and we've also got the new Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So depending on when we get a chance to watch them, we'll have those episodes out hopefully towards the end of this month as time permits. We've also got the contest. Cameron, have we set one up for that, or are we gonna?
I think I knew I forgot one. I'll bring it up quickly now. I have set it up for April. Should be a post. All right, cool. So the Patreon draw for April. If you're not aware of the Patreon draw, it's essentially all our patrons get to go on a draw. For it's essentially I run a poll, 4 different games that look really interesting that are hit the Xbox store, haven't hit Game Pass. Current selections are Katie in Meow Meow Land, which fantastic title straight off the bat. Ikai, Curious Expedition 2, and A Musical Story. All of them kind of like hung out to me and like being like very interesting. Ikai is essentially winning by 3 at the moment, but whoever gets drawn, essentially gets the uni voted game to prize.
And the higher tiers get more entries. So tier 1 gets 1 entry, tier 2 gets 2,
and merch.
And merch at the higher tiers as well.
Merch,
so we try not to restrict content because obviously we want people, as many people as possible to enjoy Lights, Camera, Action, and the other bits and pieces. But we want to give some incentives for giving us some cold hard cash. But again, like Cameron said, we really appreciate it. We could not do the show without you guys. And I think that's going to bring us to the end of episode 34. If you want to come hang out with us, we've got a Discord, discord.io/HallofGamers, where you can come participate in the word challenge. Once that's set up, you can come talk about the podcast, talk about movies and TV. There's a lot of talk about Severance going on at the moment.
Severance? Okay. This is
no, Cameron, no
tangents.
We're done.
Watch Severance. It is amazing.
Okay.
Yes, if you want to talk about Severance, you can do it on your own fucking stream. You can also join us on Twitch, Hall of Gamers Pod. As we said, we do the show live. We really appreciate it. If you want to come and hang out with us, we've got a few people in here. Tasmad, we've had our Admiral, R56 Cooper. We really appreciate all the support and hanging out with us while we record the show. And if you want to contact us in other ways, we've got an email, hallofgamerspodcast@gmail.com, and Hall of Gamers Pod on Twitter. Send your messages and questions in there. Otherwise, put them in the Discord. If you want to find us individually, Cameron, where can you be found?
You can find me on Tia under the gamer tag Shadowless Edge. You can find me on Twitter under Shadowless Edge. You can find me on Instagram under Shadowless Edge _. You can find me on Twitch and on Shadowless Edge _ I've also redone like most of my panels and my stream stuff and all that. And I will probably continue tinkering with stuff as I do for the end of time, because that's the kind of person I am. I also found a really neat way today to implement Spotify streams into Twitch and make it look like a Polaroid. So cool. Come check that out. But you know me, I will just continue tinkering till the end of time.
As long as he's doing it on his stream and not this one, that saves us a lot of hassle.
You give it another month, I'll change everything
not change
again.
Our assets again, please.
No, I'm happy with the way
it's simple, it's clean. I like this one the way it is. I will mess around with stuff on my stream. But that is fine.
Yeah.
Exciting news too. Like I said before, I'm going to be working for a game publisher. So hopefully that opens a few more doors in the future and we can get more guests on that talk about games.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Charlotte, get your shell boots on.
Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. So basically everything is on my link tree. So linktr.ee/AudreyChar. That's AudreyLyChar. I am on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Xbox under AudreyChar, and True Achievements. So you can come and find me, or just don't talk to me.
One or the other. And if you want to find me, Neomaster on everything, True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord. Thank you, everyone in the chat for joining us. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you to my co-hosts for being wonderful human beings in general.
Oh, he said something nice about us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
happens once in a blue moon, doesn't it?
All right, well, that's going to bring an episode. I'm going to have to edit that out. That's to bring us to the end of episode 34. We will catch you guys. Yes, sorry, Cameron.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Yeah, cool. Stick around for a raid. We're gonna go and raid somebody that I've been following in the last few days, and yeah, be really cool to check them out, support them.
Fantastic. All right, well, thank you guys. We'll catch you guys next week. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.